The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's gonna high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mora, Minnesota, where we're here for some Eastern Mini League baseball action between the East Bethel Bandits and your Mora Blue Devils. I am Ethan Game Day Gilman, and alongside me we have a special guest here this evening, the man, the myth, the official, the legend, that is Chris Gable. Chris, thanks so much for joining me tonight.
Hey, I'm excited for some baseball.
And it's kind of funny because the last time you called a game was actually a Mora Mustang game.
That's
so
right.
Pretty appropriate that we're back here in Mora for your first town ball game to call. This should be a good one. These two teams pretty evenly matched as we go ahead and take a look at both of these teams here for this evening. We'll start with the visiting team, the East Bethel Bandits, taking a look at the standings here in the Eastern Mini League. Both these teams about midway in the pack. In the Eastern Mini North, Mora stands at 5th at 4-4 overall in the Eastern Mini League, but they are 7-5 overall in their record. They have scored 84 runs and have only given up 55. Those 84 runs are third best in the Eastern Mini North. That 55 runs given up is good enough for second. They are the second best defense in the division. Taking a look at the Eastern Mini South, where the East Bethel Bandits play out of, they are 4th in the Eastern Mini South with a league record of 3-3, and they are 3-5 overall. They have scored 49 runs but give up 61. They're at 49 is towards the middle of the pack, right about 4th for them. And then the 61 runs given up is actually more towards the bottom. That is good enough for 1, 2, it looks like 3rd. I might be seeing it wrong, but 3rd or 4th. So about middle of the pack for both of these teams, but we've watched these teams. We've heard about these teams. Both of them are kind of rising teams as we go throughout the regular season, as we get closer and closer to the end, which is odd that we're getting already close to postseason. It's crazy to think that sports season go by this quick, but as you well know, you did some basketball for us during the winter, and it goes by so quick. It's just, it feels like, man, it's only the start, and we're just getting started, and then all of a sudden, here comes the last playoff game.
Yeah, like high school sports this week will be doing their 4th of July week break that the high school league mandates, so not a lot going on in high school sports, and we're already almost to the 4th of July, and it's amazing how every year we say this, but every year it seems like it goes by quicker and quicker.
It really does, and it's, although I like it because that means fall sports are right around the corner, it's so sad because that means summer's over, and I'm like, I don't want summer to end, so it's kind of bittersweet. But these two teams going to go at it here this evening, and again, it should be a good one. It turned out to be a beautiful evening for some baseball. We do have some cloud cover. Actually, it's mostly cloudy, but it's still not super hot. It's about 60, high 60s, but that humidity is sticking around a little bit to keep that warmth around, and we'll take it, especially being outside in this type of weather. I like heat, but I will take this kind of weather for a town ball game outside.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and I'm sure they've had some rainouts here the last couple of nights, so to be out here on a beautiful evening here, beautiful weather, and we may end up getting some mosquitoes up here in the bleachers before this one's over, but that's all right. It's going to be a beautiful evening of baseball.
Hey, you got to get those first mosquito bites out of the way. That way everybody can get used to it. But, yeah, if we take a look a little bit closer at these teams, but first we're going to take a commercial break and hear a word from our fine sponsors, and then we'll come back and look at a little more in-depth at both of these teams as you're listening to Town Ball Action on Nice 95.5 FM, KBEK.
Honeymoon, here we come. Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose auto owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Minnesota Twins baseball.
Twins 2, Blue Jays nothing, 9th inning. The 0-2 to Varsho. He struck him out! Twins win! Twins
Every
win!
hit, home run, or strikeout on the boat, on the lawnmower, or at work. All the action is right here.
This is Royce Lewis.
This is Ryan Jeffers. Hey, Twins fans, this is Rocco Baldelli. You can catch Twins baseball all season long right here
The Twins!
on Cool Country 100.9 WCMP.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Physical therapy. It's one of those services you don't think about until you need it. Pain happens. Count on the team at Physical Therapy Consultants to help. Physical Therapy Consultants, with locations in Zimmerman, St. Francis, Andover, Ham Lake, and recently merged North Branch and Isani, accept all insurance plans, workers' comp, and auto. Their expertise can help you and your body repair. Find out how Physical Therapy Consultants can help you heal. Call 1-888-THERAPY today. That's 1-888-THERAPY. Physical Therapy Consultants. Back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK, getting set for this Eastern Mini League Town Ball game between the East Bethel Bandits and your Mora Blue Devils. I'm going to have to be sure I say Blue Devils because I know 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 more times tonight I'm going to have to slow myself down because I'm going to call them the Mustangs. So just know that we are at a town ball game. It is not the Mustangs playing tonight. It is the Blue Devils for the Eastern Mini League. But as I said before break, we're going to take a little bit of a deeper look at these two teams on the season. Again, both of them sitting around middle of the pack in their divisions. Mora in 5th in their division in the Eastern Mini North. East Bethel in 4th in the Eastern Mini North. Taking a look for East Bethel, again, their record overall doesn't really show, I think, how successful they are. 3-3 overall in the league, and then 3-5 overall on the season. And as we take a look at some of their leading stat leaders, pitching-wise, taking a look at ERAs, it is kind of all over the place, but leading them with ERAs and with at least 10 innings pitched is Joaquin. I'm not going to try and pronounce that last name, so I apologize. Joaquin M. With 14 innings pitched, he has a 1.93 ERA. Then behind him is Mason Rumka with a 3.12 out of 8.2 innings pitched. And then behind him is Kyle Smith. In 13 innings pitched, he has a 3.46 ERA. And then another one who has close to 10 is Eli Shonrock, who has a 10.61 ERA. Leading them in strikeouts is Kirill Landry, who has only pitched 6.2 innings so far this season, but he does have a 8.10 ERA. Actually, I lied. Leading them in strikeouts is Joaquin. I did not look far enough. He has 23 strikeouts on the season, but behind him is Kirill Landry with 11. And then Kyle Smith has 9 strikeouts for the team. They do have only 2 home runs, I should say, given up on the season. So not, again, this is kind of a middle of the pack, which goes with the entirety of what we've been saying so far. Just kind of middle of the pack so far for this team. As of right now, again, both these teams, I think, are on the up and up coming forward.
And tonight on the mound for the Bandits is going to be Joaquin. He's got he's kind of been their all-around guy here. He leads them in batters faced. He leads them in innings pitched. He's got a save on this season. He's got a 1-1 record. So with his 1.93 ERA, he's definitely been their their go-to pitcher on the mound. So the Blue Devils, I did it already. The Blue Devils are going to get the best that the Bandits have tonight.
Yeah, and you want the best, especially when we're out here. It's cool to see their best. He also has a 3.20 batting average, which is good enough for, it looks like, third or fourth on the team. That's not so bad either. He also has 8 RBIs, which does lead the team. So you talk about an all-around guy. He sure does it. Taking a look at the Mora Blue Devils in innings pitched. Leading them is Derek Graves. Not surprised, that man's been pitching for a while. He leads them in innings pitched with 29, as I mentioned. He has 32 strikeouts and a 2.17 ERA. Not bad. Then behind him is Nathan Nelson with 25 innings pitched, 27 strikeouts, and a 6.48 ERA. And then behind both of them, with double innings pitched, it is Logan Graves with 17. He also has 15 strikeouts and a 2.65 ERA. Their ERAs are much lower. Their highest ERA sits at that 6.48, but it is more of the normal side of things. But between Mora and Quamba, when you're looking at Town Ball, those are the two teams. When you think of pitching, you're looking at Mora and Quamba in the Eastern Mini League as the top parts of the Eastern Mini North anyways.
And that's what makes it fun, right? A lot of those guys play together in high school on the same teams or rival towns, so then they get together in this town ball and play as adults, and the rivals continue. And a lot of it is just the family affair for these towns and for these town ball teams where they got family members and cousins, and they all play together, and they have a blast.
Yeah, it's so much fun to see those guys come together and either play together or they play against each other in these town ball games. It is a lot of fun, and that's what's, I think, most enjoyable about town ball is you see the rivalries continuing, or you see some of the guys that you called games for in high school now playing in town ball, and it's like, that's interesting, and to see and watch their career progress after high school, it's pretty darn cool. But taking a look batting-wise for the Mora Mustangs, leading them with batting average. Taking a look, they've got some pretty good batting averages out there, but leading them with a 356 batting average is Nick Hoffman. He has 9 RBIs on the season, which is tied for first with Nathan Nelson, who has a 349 ERA, batting average, which is good enough for second. Behind both of them with a 348 is Ryan Van Summeren, and then Logan Graves with a 348 and 347 respectively. 367, again, I missed it. Austin Peterson, there's just too much going on. Austin Peterson has a 367, also with 9 RBIs. So you got a bunch of guys on here with a few RBIs. They do have 3 home runs as a team on the season, 2 of them coming from Nathan Nelson and 1 from Bryce Norby. So they do have that power ability amongst themselves. They do have the ability. And when we look at the roster, the batting averages are pretty good. The question will be the runners in scoring position. What is that going to look like tonight, and how will they do with runners in scoring position? And as we take a look at both of these teams, again, Mora has definitely scored a lot more runs, 84 runs scored on the season, while East Bethel has only 49. So it'll be interesting to see, will it be more about offense for Mora, or will they have to rely more on the pitching with Joaquin pitching for East Bethel tonight?
Yeah, you know the Blue Devils are getting the Bandits' best pitcher tonight, and like you were talking about, it really comes down to clutch hitting. Do you get the hits with runners in scoring position? Do you get the leadoff hitter on base? And generally, those are the times when run scores.
Yeah, and again, looking at tonight, you got 2 teams who are looking for a win. Again, neither team was able to play during this week so far because, well, when we were able to play, well, it got rained out. So both these teams are certainly hungry to get back out onto the field and get some wins built up before that 4th of July break. Of course, that coming up a lot sooner than we think. Taking a look at the Eastern Mini League schedule, we do have a lot of games, and I mean a lot of games happening tonight. But then looking at the games tomorrow, neither team actually plays tomorrow. I do believe one of these teams plays on Sunday, if not both. It will be the the Mora Blue Devils hosting the Chisago Lakes Bulldogs on Monday. Does look like East Bethel will not play the rest of the weekend. So this is their only game of the weekend for East Bethel, and they will play on Monday in St. Francis against Isani. So you get a competitive game tonight and then another one on Monday. So it does not ease up for either of these squads. As taking a look into July, the first game of July is on Tuesday, July 1st. And neither of these two teams play that night, but we got plenty of good matchups going on that night. And then the last game before 4th of July break, if you will, is on that Tuesday where East Bethel will host the Ogilvie Orioles. Then right after the 4th of July on that Sunday, we only have two teams playing, and it is neither one of these. And then they'll play again July 7th, and East Bethel will be in Ham Lake. Mora does not play for a while after that. They won't play until July 9th when they will host the Now Then Knights. So they do have a little bit of time off there from their game Sunday to their next game after the 4th of July break, which, good, bad, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I know this won't be the only game that we are able to get out and do for Mora. We will be back out here for one of their other games, if not more, the rest of this season, as the starting lineups are being introduced over the PA system here at the Mora baseball field. Get them introduced, and then we'll get Mora introduced, and then we'll get our national anthem, and then we'll be ready for first pitch here in Mora, with that first pitch coming a little after 7:30. It'll be closer to 7:40 by the time we are ready. So with that, I think we are going to take one final commercial break, and then when we come back, we will have first pitch for you here on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Aurelius Manufacturing has been providing innovative solutions to customers since 1926. Specializing in the production of custom welded hydraulic cylinders for over 40 years, our focus is on providing value to customers through innovative problem solving, quality workmanship, and customer service. Our team works with your team to develop designs that provide the most value for your application. We leverage technology and craftsmanship, turning designs into finished products quickly and accurately. Aurelius Manufacturing is a proud sponsor of the Brand Bombers.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
You gotta stop somewhere, so make a stop into the Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, get Red Bull 8.4 ounces, 3 for $6.50. Pringles are 2 for $5 and save $2 on 7th Avenue Pizza when you buy 2. Plus, introducing Lucky Days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mention to the cashier, it's your lucky day, and get free items and discounts on drinks and fuel. Whoa! Keep an eye on social media to learn more. Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you will embrace forever.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Need reliable energy? Burnett Dairy Cooperative has you covered with top quality propane services. Whether you're heating your home, running your business, or firing up the grill, our propane is safe, efficient, and always dependable. Choose Burnett Dairy Cooperative Propane, your trusted partner for all things energy. Stay warm, stay powered, stay local.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK as we get ready for first pitch here between the Bandits of East Bethel and your Mora Blue Devils. Taking a look at the starting defense for the Blue Devils on the mound, and pitching is number 2, Asa Patterson. Then at behind the plate is number 4, Josh Norby. Then at first, it will be number 15, Austin Peterson. At second, it will be number 23, Mike McKee. At short, it'll be number 1, Nathan Nelson. And then at third, it's number 40, Nick Hoffman. In the outfield, in left, it'll be number 11, Mason Nelson. Then in center, it's number 5, Logan Graves. And in right, it's number 26, Bryce Norby. And that is how they will line up defensively for this evening's game. Lights getting turned on here as the sun begins to dip behind the clouds a little bit more and more with each passing moment. And we are set for the first batter. Leading off for the East Bethel Bandits is number 12, Tyler Marcio. He will lead it off for East Bethel. They wear their black jerseys. The black numbers outlined in the white letters on the front of the jersey outlined in red, the white pants, the black hat as well with the Bandit logo on the front. Blue Devils in their blue jerseys, the white letters and numbers outlined in black, the white stripes, the white pants, the blue hat with that pitchfork on the front. Here's the first pitch, and that's low for ball 1. 1-0 now to Marcio. That one's in there outside part of the plate for strike 1.
Absolutely gorgeous night. The flag is still not moving at all.
And this next pitch is outside in the dirt. It gets by the catcher, and it will be ball 2, 2-1. Yes, beautiful night for some town ball here this evening in Mora, Minnesota. As the next one from Patterson on the way. Inside, and that will be ball 3. So 3-1 for the leadoff batter, Tyler Marcio, the DH today. And he bounces this one down the third base line, foul. Third base coach does his job of knocking it down, and it will run the count full for the leadoff batter. As Patterson works his way back to the mound. Here's the 3-2. That one is swung on and fouled out of play. And that one thankfully misses vehicles over there.
Just missed the vehicle.
But for Patterson, another full count pitch on the way. That one is fouled on the tip for another full count. Well, for the Bandits, this is an okay start because you make Patterson throw a lot more than you'd like, but Marcio does not win the battle there as he swings and misses for the strikeout.
Out number 1 results in a strikeout. Got him swinging.
So now up to the plate is Mitch Shaky. First pitch to him is swung on and out towards shallow right center. It's going to get down. It's a little blooper out there to the outfield that winds up getting down for a base hit.
Kind of just hit it in the right spot there between the second baseman and the center fielder and right fielder. Kind of no man's land. Nobody was able to get to it. Drop for a hit.
So a runner at first with 1 out for the Bandits, and now to the plate is Joaquin M. And he swings and misses at the first one. Mahano. So it is Mahano. It is what I thought, but I didn't want to mess it up at all. Another swing and miss, though, by Mahano, and he's quickly down 0-2, so they're really do-it-all guy right now. They'd love to see him get a base hit here, but now down 0-2. check the runner at first, but that is more of a lob there at first as the runner was back in plenty of time. Still 0-2 for Joaquin Mahano, and that one somehow misses him. I don't know how he got it out of the way. From my angle, it almost looked like it got him, but it did miss him for ball 1.
Looked like kind of slipped out of Patterson's hand there as he was probably trying to come with some off-speed work.
So we'll see what he brings here, 1-2. That is in there for strike 3, and that'll get him looking for out number 2. And now coming to the plate is Corey Rolfe. He'll be a left-handed batter. We're number 9. 2 down and a runner at first.
Rolfe is batting .250 on the season as the first pitch is low for a ball.
As Patterson readies, and the pitch. That stays outside for ball 2. So after a 7+ battle with the first batter, Marcio, he struck out swinging. The next batter got on a just kind of perfect hit. Now, and a looking strikeout for Mahano, and now Rolfe, he does manage to get a piece of that one to foul it back, and it's 2-2.
Patterson's fallen behind two batters so far, but he's done a nice job of battling back and taking care of the batters here.
Yeah, you know, that's really impressive because early on that might affect a pitcher a lot as that one is fouled into the netting out of play. So count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes here for Rolfe. But yeah, very good job at coming back here for Patterson early on. That could lead to disaster for some teams, but Mora not so much. This one is swung on. He had to reach for it, and then the third baseman dropped it, but still managed to pick it up, throw it on to second for the out, number 3. Well, made it harder than it had to be, but he still got it done.
Yeah, good play to stay with it. A soft ground ball, good play to stay with it and throw out the runner at second.
So that will do it. 1 hit, no runs for the Bandits and no errors there for the Blue Devils, and that will move us on to the bottom of the first inning. But before we move any further, we're going to take a look at how the Bandits will line up defensively. On the mound and pitching is, of course, Joaquin Mahano. He'll wear number 25. Then over at, or behind the plate, rather, got to mention him first, is number 17, Owen Rumka. Then over at first is number 22, Mitch Minning. At second, it's number 27, Mitch Shaky. Then at short, it is number 38, Raul Varela. And at third, it is number 21, Kyle Gageby. Then, over in left, it is number 52, Logan Huss. In center, it's number 9, Corey Rolfe. And in right, it is number 18, Evan Nelson. He will not bat here this evening, at least to begin the game. He will not bat. So again, Joaquin Mahano to pitch for the Bandits. And again, they're kind of their do-it-all guy for East Bethel, as we mentioned pregame. And if you did not join us pregame, well, he kind of does it all. And Chris, he is one of their best pitcher, but one of the better ones it might be in the league.
Yeah, I'm just watching his warm-ups here. Looks like he's going to throw hard. And, I think the Blue Devils should have the same approach the Bandits took in their first at-bats. They took a lot of pitches. Mm-hmm. Patterson fell behind, got out of the inning just fine, but I think the Blue Devils would like that same strategy here to get ahead and see what Joaquin can do when he's behind in the count.
Yeah, and a lot of times with guys who throw as hard as he has shown, sometimes their arm can wear out a lot quicker. So maybe Mora can't get on him early, force him to either throw or just get out of sorts early, and then that the way he's throwing will take its toll naturally. But I'll be interested to see because, again, in town ball, it's a lot different than the MLB. MLB players can throw like that for 7 innings plus. Town ball is a little different. These guys have jobs that they do outside that they use their arms for, so pretty interesting. But now as the Mustangs get to the plate, it will be Logan Graves wearing number 5 to lead it off for the Mustangs in the left-handed batter's box.
Logan's batting .347 on the season.
Not bad.
One of the team leaders.
First pitch is outside for ball 1. Yeah, Graves, you're going to recognize a lot of these names, ladies and gentlemen, because they've been in Mora forever, pretty much. They've gone through the school system. They've now come to play town ball, and I'm sure they work nearby as well. It's just a great community here in Mora. You get a lot of players who stick around for almost sometimes forever.
Yeah, the coach for the Blue Devils is also the coach for the high school team. So I'm sure he does some recruiting of his ball players to come play for the Blue Devils when they get out of school.
Oh, yes. There's no doubt that happens because you'll recognize a lot of these names from some of the high school in years past as Graves takes strike 1, and now the 2-1 on the way. He swings at that one. That one is going to get into the outfield and down for a base hit, and he will look to stretch it to 2, but won't be able to as the throw in is going to hold him at first. But a leadoff single now for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, good swing going opposite field with that pitch, and good start for the Blue Devils here. Get the leadoff guy on, and Graves have some speed, so we'll see if he gets off and running.
And now Nathan Nelson to the plate. Like I said, a lot of Nelsons, obviously. You can't go around more without hearing one of the Nelsons' names be called. But Nathan Nelson has been a baseball player that many people recognize for years now and carries it into town ball. First pitch to him is in there for strike 1. He'll step out real quick, take a look down to Pautsky over there at third, get the signal. As the 0-1 on the way. Showing bunt, but it's going to bunt foul for strike 2.
Third baseman for the Bandits is way in on the infield here, expecting a little bunt. Trying to get that runner to second base.
Well, we mentioned that Graves has some speed. So does Nathan Nelson. So he is also a threat to reach on a bunt single. But 0-2, we'll see what he decides here. Runner goes. It is ball 1, and the throw down is not in time. And Graves is in with a steal. So 1-2 now for Nathan Nelson, runner at second. And the pitch inside, and that'll be ball 2 to even it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Nathan Nelson. Early approach here from Joaquin Mahano. He's trying to keep it on the outside or inside parts of the plates, trying to paint the edges here. He's missed on a couple. He's also hit a few times, but we'll see how he wants to continue on. Again, still beginning of this game, so too early really to tell. The 2-2 on the way from Mahano. That one is swung on and popped up towards center. Center fielder does not have to move too much as he makes the grab for out number 1. So 1 down now for the Blue Devils. And coming up to the plate is Bryce Norby.
Bryce is a big lefty at the plate. He's batting .350 on the year. Looking to drive in that runner at second.
Yeah, a lot of their top of the order is in that 300 range for batting averages, and it's quite impressive. And that's obviously where you want to have those guys. Mahano with the pitch. Good look at that one for Norby as it's ball 1.
We talked pregame about the importance of hitting with runners in scoring position, so Mora gets the opportunity here right away in the first.
And the way that he got there, Graves got a steal to get to second. He was the leadoff batter. That one's outside for ball 2. 2-0 now to Bryce Norby. Again, playing in right field. And Norby, a good-sized guy. And the next one to him is outside for ball 3. You can tell that Mahano here not trying to give Norby too much of anything to hit because of the power that Norby can bring, and also just how good his vision is at the plate, so keeping it away from him here. .3-0 on the way, and that is ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk for Bryce Norby.
Good patience at the plate there for Norby.
And now we've got runners at first and second for the cleanup batter, Austin Peterson, wearing number 15.
First baseman, number 15, Austin Peterson.
As we mentioned, one runner in scoring position, but you got 2 runners on now, only 1 down, and so far Mahano is trying to keep this ball away. That one's in the dirt. Oh, Graves wanted to go, and then he was about almost halfway to third before he realized, hey, I've got to go back.
And when you have runners on base, Austin's the guy you want up. He leads the team in batting average with .367. He leads the team in RBIs with 9. And he's a great hitter. He's who you want up with runners on base.
A chance here for him to add on to his RBI total in the first. The 1-0 on the way. That's right down Broadway for strike 1. Runners at first and second, 1 down for Austin Peterson at the plate. Joaquin Mahano on the mound with the pitch. That's inside, and that's ball 2. Yeah, he's liked the inside part of the plate so far this evening, has Mahano, and it'll be interesting to see if or when or how quickly he'll have to start switching up and start giving these guys a little different of a look, as this one is into foul territory from Peterson and out of play.
You know, the last inside pitch to Peterson was pretty far inside. He does have 5 hit-by pitches on this season, and the Blue Devils have a couple guys with 4 hit-by pitches, so they're not afraid to take one if they need to.
And we have seen a couple of close ones here, but nothing has hit anybody so far. It's a 2-2 count now for Austin Peterson. And the pitch from Mahano is right back up the middle for a base hit, and they're going to send Graves in from second. The throw is going to be cut off by Mahano, and you know, that was a lot better throw than I thought it was going to be. It actually got to Mahano just off the mound, and if that throw was in a little bit sooner, there would have been a play at the plate. But either way, it's going to be a RBI single for Austin Peterson.
And that's what he's done all year. That's his 10th RBI on the season. And like we talked about, get runners in scoring position, get a big hit, and Austin Peterson is your guy.
So Blue Devils up 1-0 on the East Bethel Bandits. Now Nick Hoffman to the plate. And Nick Hoffman has some power as well.
Yeah, Nick Hoffman is actually tied with Peterson for the lead in RBIs on the team with 9. He also has a .350 batting average. So, again, kind of going through the meat of the lineup here.
Yes, very much so. And I believe, if I remember correctly, Hoffman also has a home run on the season. Next one is in there for strike 2. So, Joaquin Mahano getting ahead in the count. One of the first times here this inning. 0-2 now. That one a check swing, but he did get a piece of it, and it's foul down the first base line.
Kind of took it off near the wrist of the bat there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that sting a little bit.
Very much so, very much so. Meanwhile, over in Isani, the Redbirds hosting the Hinckley Knights. It is currently the top of the 4th. No score between those two teams, and I would not be surprised if that's going to be a pitcher's duel, more or less, because Bray is on the mound for the Redbirds, but he's already thrown 51 pitches, so not too bad for the top of the 4th, but you're going to have to start watching that pitch count for Bray. But Bray, if you've paid attention to town ball at all in the last 3, 4, 5 years, you know how good of a pitcher Bray is. He's usually got that ERA in the 1s, which is crazy to think about. I think last year, towards the end, he was still under a 1 ERA, so pretty darn impressive.
I think you're seeing a lot of the better pitchers pitch tonight after 5 days off due to rain.
Yes, they want to get those guys out there and get them pitching, as this one is swung on a roller down the third base line, and it just goes foul. And man, oh man, the third baseman, what a smart play there by him. We'll give him credit. We'll say his name. That's Kyle Gageby over there at third with a smart play.
Yeah, Gageby had to charged that one. It was a softly hit ground ball and was agile at the last second, jumped out of the way, hoping that ball would roll foul, and it did. It was a very close play.
A very heads-up play, though, there by Gageby, as it will be foul. So now 0-2 still for Nick Hoffman at the plate with one down, runners at first and second.
Yeah, it would have been hard for him to throw anybody out at that point if he would have made the play.
Right. Mahano readies. Another 0-2 for Hoffman. Swings at one in the dirt, but because there's runners at first and second, he is out on the strikeout swinging for out number 2. 2 down now for the Blue Devils in the top of the first. And coming to the plate is the DH, Darren Erickson. Another lefty here for the Blue Devils. A few lefties here this evening for the Blue Devils. So Mahano readies. And the first pitch is in there for strike one on the outside part of the plate. We've seen the last few batters, a lot of inside pitches. This time, first pitch goes outside.
Yeah, Darren only has 11 at-bats on the year. He has 2 hits. I believe he's playing in his 4th game of the season for the Blue Devils.
And that is ball 1 to him. So, yeah, hasn't been able to be a part of the team for as many games as I'm sure he would like, but made the most of it when he is here. And again, the tough thing to remember when you're watching or even calling these games is, yeah, these guys do have lives outside of this. They have jobs even outside of this, believe it or not. So that is going to be ball 2. He did check his swing. Wasn't quite sure if he went around or not. He did not. And that is ball 2 now for Erickson. Mahano readies. And the 2-1. And that's a good-looking pitch from Joaquin Mahano, as that is strike 2. So that evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Erickson. As people still piling into this game. Mahano readies. And the 2-2 is inside, and that ball's going to get away from the catcher. And, oh, man. He was going to make the throw down to third, and I think it would have been close, but because Rumka slipped on the grass there just outside the left-handed batter's box, he could not make the throw. That, first of all, ow. Ow, he's a lot more flexible than I am, but, man, that's tough because he might have had a play at third.
Well, he made a great play to stop the ball.
Yes.
The pitch was in the dirt and kind of just got away from him.
So the full count now to Erickson. He gets a piece of it, and that is foul. Down the first base line, a good-looking swing there for Erickson. And, man, if that would have stayed fair, that scores obviously the man from third, but the man from first going to have a chance because that one will roll a long ways.
Yeah, that was ripped right down the first base line. Probably missed the line by about a foot or two.
So, again, another full count for Erickson. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that will do it for out number 3.
Got him with a little off-speed pitch there.
So 2 hits and 1 run for the Blue Devils. No errors for the Bandits. And that does it for inning number 1 here in Mora. So we'll take a commercial break, and when we come back, we will have that second inning of play for you here on Nice 95.5 FM, KBEK.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsan, CEO Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City. We're a full-service lettering shop with a full line of athletic supplies for any sport. We have professional staff here at Lee's Pro Shop to customize your orders. We are the pros who specialize in athletic apparel and equipment. We even do trophies and awards as well as computerized engraving in the store. Let Lee's Pro Shop help you with any athletic apparel. Lee's Pro Shop, servicing our communities since 1973, where the passion for sports begins.
Back here on 95.5 FM, KBEK, the Bandits are back to the plate, and leading it off for the Bandits is number 22, Mitch Minning. First pitch to him is in the dirt for ball one. Again, pitching for the Blue Devils is Asa Patterson. And the pitch. That one's in the dirt again, same spot, similar pitch for ball two.
Yeah, he's falling behind again 2-0. He did that a little bit in the first inning, and Isani wasn't able to, or East Bethel was not able to
that will be a base hit there for Minning into left field. Good looking hit for him, and now Gageby comes to the plate. Kyle Gageby.
Lead runner on again here. We'll see if they can take advantage of it and get some clutch hitting and try to even the score.
First pitch to him is inside for ball one. 1-0 count for Gageby. The next one is swung on and fouled off the third base line.
Gageby's batting .300 on the year, so he's one of the top hitters for the Bandits.
Right after the cleanup hitter in that 5 spot. 1-1 count for him. And Patterson with the pitch. That one is swung on, and that one is going to go foul out of play right into the warm-up area for the Blue Devils and the Mustangs, actually. They share the field. I don't know if share is the right word because their seasons are a good chunk apart. They don't quite overlap. He reaches for this one and fouls it away, so at least he stays alive with a 1-2 count, does Gageby. Runner at first, the leadoff man.
Doing a good job battling off some tough pitches from Patterson.
And another one that he fouls off. Really good job here by Patterson of making him reach on some of these. It'll be interesting to see how he tries to get one by him for strike 3. Because if he manages to hit one of these, it's going to be a slow grounder, and I haven't quite seen his speed yet, but he looks like a guy who could have some sneaky speed. Oh, and it goes right under Hoffman at third, and it's going to be an error that's going to allow a runner to get to first and second. So on the E5, a runner named Gageby will reach first.
Just kind of took a tough hop on him last second and got between his legs.
And the interesting part with this field is it is grass until about 10 feet away from the base. With some you'll see dirt in the baseline, but they have grass, so changes it up a little bit. Now at the plate and swinging and missing on the first pitch is Logan Huss. So nobody out here for the Bandits. Runners at first and second. Patterson with the 0-1. That's in there for strike 2.
Two runners on base here. I like that Patterson's working ahead here in the count, getting it to 0-2, and now he's kind of in control.
Yeah, always important to get ahead 0-2, but this one is swung on and into foul territory. First base coach gets out of the way, but first baseman is not able to get there, and that, of course, was Austin Peterson, who was just a couple steps behind, and it will remain 0-2 for Logan Huss. So we get Patterson to work back to the mound.
Patterson struck out 2 in the first inning with some off speed. Let's see what he comes back with here.
And
there it is.
Gets him for strike 3. So out number 1, it comes on a swing and a miss from Huss, and now it's Owen Rumka. Oh, Rumsa, excuse me. So the C is pronounced as a K in this situation. Or a C, not a K. I got it backwards. Now, first pitch to him is ball one. A good-looking pitch. It was just out of the zone, but a good-looking pitch. I think that'll be one that he'll come back to. Maybe not this at-bat, but certainly later on in the game, and because that could look like a strikeout pitch right there.
Yeah, that's one with 2 strikes. The batter will protect the plate and have to probably feel like they need to swing with 2 strikes at that.
This one is in there for strike one. And Rumsa will look at it go by, and here's the 1-1. It did get him. I was going to say that was so close inside. I'm surprised it didn't hit him, but it did. So our first hit by pitch of the evening. And now the bases are loaded with only 1 down, and if you're the Bandits, there is not a better opportunity than right now to get a run scored as Raul Varela comes to the plate.
Here we go, batting with runners in scoring position.
1 down, bases loaded. You could still induce that ground ball, double play type ball, but we'll have to wait and see what Varela is able to bring. As a shortstop, usually those considered one of the more athletic guys in the game, as this one is swung on, and it is deep. It is well deep, and it is somehow caught. What would be the warning track, and what a play out there in left by number 11, Mason Nelson. Not only does he make the catch on the run, he does it over his shoulder. Now, in football, we're impressed with that. In baseball, it's about 3 times as impressive.
Yeah, Varela's a small guy. Looks like he's got some speed and a quick defender. And left fielder was playing way in, and he just blasted it over his head, and he had to run a long ways and kind of just had to look back over his shoulder and make the catch. That was an outstanding catch in left field.
Although it is a nice play, it is a sacrifice fly because the runner from third does come in to score. So now with 2 down.
Yeah, all said and done here with bases loaded and 1 out, and that hit. If the Blue Devils can escape this with only 1 run given up, I think they'll take that.
No doubt, as we see strike 1 to the, now we roll it over to the top of the order for Tyler Marcio as he takes strike 1. That's, in there for strike 2, and now quickly ahead is Patterson 0-2. Remember Marcio in the first inning went down swinging. See if he can get him again. He does. That one's in the dirt. He'll throw it on to first, and that's a strikeout for out number 3. Well, 1 hit, 1 run off the hit, and 1 error there by Mora. And we're tied up at 1 apiece here in this game between the Blue Devils and the Bandits. But we will continue to talk about that amazing catch out there in left by Mason Nelson. As we've all said now, saved 2-3 runs from scoring there in that innings. And much like you said, they're pretty lucky to come out with only 1 run scored.
Yeah, for sure. Those are the plays that are going to win you ball games at the end of the night. Making catches that are incredible and not expected, and then Patterson finishes off the innings with the second strikeout of the leadoff batter for the Bandits.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Now I know Mason played some football. They didn't pass a lot, but obviously the few times that he did catch some passes paid off because man, oh man, that was impressive to say the least. I mean, that was really it was a cool play. It's one of those where if this is on a ESPN type of broadcast, that's replayed about 3 times before they get up to bat for the Devils. So pretty impressive play there from Mason Nelson, and it deserves to be talked about a lot more. As we update you from Isani, Hankley and Isani still in a deadlock, 0-0, but runners are in scoring position with 1 out now for Isani. So they are in a position to score right now, but with Ben Sickler on the mound, well, yeah, there's always a chance that he strikes out the next 2 and gets out of the inning. Ben Sickler has been one of the better pitchers in the Eastern Mini League for some time, and he deserves just as much recognition as Bray does for Isani.
Batting this inning for the Blue Devils will be Mike McKee leading off. He's the second baseman. Josh Norby is second, and the third batter this inning is Mason Nelson.
And we have mentioned multiple times tonight that it is just beautiful weather this evening. Sitting at 66 degrees. Humidity, though, is up there. Not surprised it's at 81% right now. Wind with a gust of about 2 miles an hour. We better enjoy it tonight because tomorrow there's supposed to be some storms. Supposed to possibly be severe even. So could possibly see some postponements for games tomorrow. So get out and enjoy the night, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're here, you're at home, doesn't matter. Just get out inside and enjoy the night this evening because, again, tomorrow it could be a little bit questionable at times. And as Chris mentioned, it will be McKee to lead it off. Quick update, Isani did score those 2 runs on what looks to be a RBI double. So 2-0 there, Isani up over Hinckley. But again, McKee to lead it off for the Mustangs in that right-handed batter's box. Joaquin Mahano with the pitch. That one is swung on and into foul territory, but it is going to be an easier play for the first baseman for out number 1. Oh. 1 pitch, 1 out for East Bethel. And now up to the plate, Josh Norby.
Number 4, Josh Norby.
So kind of resituate a little bit of the dirt in the batter's box.
Josh Norby joking around with the umpire there. Josh and I have played softball together for a while, so it's good to see him back out here with the Blue Devils.
As he swings and misses at the first pitch from Mahano for strike 1. Yeah, and a lot of these guys have been playing for multiple years as he looks at strike 2 up in the zone. But they a lot of times you'll see a lot of the same refs come back year after year, so they got a pretty good friendship with some of these guys. And the 0-2 from Joaquin. He reaches and fouls it back into the netting. Just keep himself alive with an 0-2 count. 1 down already, and he's down 0-2.
Joaquin's working quick and working ahead, which is exactly what the Bandits would like him to do.
And the 0-2. Late swing there from Norby. Still manages to get a piece of it, but fouls it down the third base line.
Pauski's showing off his hands over there as
yeah,
third base
that's
coach.
showing he can still get it done in the field. Could still strap on a glove if he wanted. But it is still an 0-2 for Norby, making Joaquin throw a few more pitches in this at-bat because it was a 1-pitch, 1 out for the leadoff man, McKee. So now another 0-2. And he swings and misses on that one. For what would be out number 2, the throw down to first does get him in time. And that is out number 2. So that ball got away from the catcher a little bit further than he would have liked, but he still made the play down to first in time. And now to the plate is the man who made that insane catch in left, Mason Nelson. And let's see if he can't bring some of that swagger from that catch to this at-bat and get on with 2 outs.
He's got some good vibes going. Let's see if he can keep it up.
And sometimes that's all you need in an at-bat to keep yourself ahead. As he does get a piece of that one, gets it to either the helmet or chest protector or both of the catcher. There was a loud bang there. Everyone is okay.
They say you don't want to let your fielding affect your batting. In this case, I think we do want his fielding to affect his batting.
Absolutely. The 0-1 on the way. Ooh, did swing at one a little bit lower in the zone for strike 2. So it'll be an 0-2 now for Mason Nelson. And now if you're Nelson, just hope to foul a few off and hope for a ball and then make him throw a few more. Swings and foul tip that one right into the glove for out number 3. Well, a quick inning for the Bandits. No hits, no runs for the Blue Devils, and no errors by the Bandits. And we move on to the 3rd inning of play. So after 2 full innings, we're tied at 1 run apiece between the Bandits and the Blue Devils. And we'll take a commercial break. Be back after word from our fine sponsors here on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
The truth is, you don't have to be an athlete to need physical therapy. Car accidents, work accidents, and simply aging can take its toll on our bodies. Physical therapy consultants have merged their Isani and North Branch clinics, but are still providing athletic training services to North Branch High School, and they can help you heal. Services like massage therapy, orthopedic care, and more, physical therapy consultants can help. Call Physical Therapy Consultants at 1-888-THERAPY.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
Back here on KBEK, nice 95.5. Leading it off for the East Bethel Bandits is Mitch Shaky.
Mitch had a single in his first at bat, kind of blooped it right over the second baseman's head.
Yeah, and now he will lead it off, and be interesting to see what he does as the leadoff man. As he looks at that one for strike one. The 1-1 on the way. That one's outside. Ball 2 from Patterson. 2, 3, 4 batters due up for the Bandits. That one is swung on and just going to get over the shortstop's head for a leadoff single from Shaky.
Leadoff single for.
Little harder hit than his first at bat, but he's finding the right spots to hit the ball.
Yeah, a very perfectly placed hit there from Shaky, and now Joaquin Mahano to the plate. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. And the pitch called ball 1 as that misses the zone. People have filed in nicely along the fence line here in Mora for this game. This one is swung on and out to center. This is going to be a tough play, but he makes the catch on the run for out number 1 there. And a nice grab on the run there by Logan Graves. And all that speed that he has, he definitely needed it there.
Yeah, nice catch. Looked like he took his first step back and then realized that's not as hard to hit as he thought and sprinted in and made a nice grab.
Now at the plate, Corey Rolfe, who reached, or did not reach, it was more of a fielder's choice that got the third out. First pitch to him is swung on right at the second baseman. They're going to double him up. It is a double play. That one right at the second baseman. He threw it on to first because, well, Shaky was leaving first, and that is one way to get 1, 2, 3 out of the inning. So a line drive hit to the second baseman, and then they threw it on to first because Shaky left to get him. So one hit. No runs and no errors there for Mora. And now we will move to the bottom of the inning. Well, it was a quick bottom of the second for East Bethel, and Mora makes it a quick top of the third. And now we'll see what the Blue Devils can do here as they get up to the plate. Leading it off for them. We'll roll it over to the top of the order, so it'll be 1, 2, 3 due up.
Yeah, Mahano last inning really did a nice job of getting ahead of the hitters. And then you could tell he was kind of in control on each of those at-bats, striking out 2 of the batters for the Blue Devils last inning. So, the first inning he fell behind every batter, and so we'll see what happens this inning. But maybe he found his rhythm last inning, throwing strikes and just getting ahead of the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and you mentioned it last inning too. And he was kind of speeding up his process on the mound there. He wasn't taking as long in between pitches as he was in the first. He kind of sped it up a little bit, and that seemed to help him a little bit more. So speeding things up for him, it helped, and we'll see if he doesn't stick with that or if he goes back and maybe does it every other inning or just decides what he wants to do per inning. It'll be interesting to see what he decides to do here coming out for the third inning.
Yeah, you got the Blue Devils top of the order here. You got some very good batters to start with Logan Graves back at the top leading off.
And again, it'll be interesting. Will it? I think another thing I'll be interested to see is will he go back to the kind of the slower routine, because it is the top of the order. It'll be interesting to see, as it is again Logan Graves, who made a nice running catch for an out last inning.
It's the center fielder,
Logan Graves steps into the left-handed batter's box. And the pitch from Mahano. Graves shows bunt, pulls back as that one is outside for ball one.
You got the third baseman playing it on the grass. With Graves' speed, he's always a threat to bunt.
1-0 on the way. He does not show bunt as that one misses for ball two. So now a 2-0 count for Graves as he's ahead of the count. And that one will be ball three. So 3-0 now for Graves. And again, 3-0 is normally not swung on. Wouldn't imagine we'll see a swing here. As he'll force Mahano to try and put one over the plate. And that is low for ball four. And that is a 4-pitch leadoff walk.
Yeah, now we saw Graves get a stolen base in the first inning. Let's see if he is a threat to steal or tries to steal here again in the third.
And Nathan Nelson to the plate. Flew out to center in the first. But yeah, again, Graves is always, anytime he's on the base paths, he is a threat to move up, whether you like it or not. So Mahano readies. And the pitch. Swung on and into foul territory, and it's going to leave the field of play for strike one. So an 0-1 now for Nathan Nelson. Again, I want to thank you all who tuned in here tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast that we do. We appreciate them. Mahano with the 0-1. Graves will steal, and he'll be there in plenty of time. He was well ahead, got a great jump on that one.
You can tell he's always a threat to steal. He's got the oven mitt hand
yes.
protector on there. He's ready to slide head first.
And that has really shown up this year in high school baseball in a big way. Over the last, 2-3 years, it's kind of showed up in the MLB. Oh, he did not make the catch to the third baseman on that line drive from Nathan Nelson. It's going to wind up allowing Nelson to reach. And I'm guessing that'll be an error there at third. It will be scored as one. That's kind of what I thought. So he will reach first on the error, and Logan Graves will have to stay at second. But if anything for the third baseman, he knocks it down and keeps him in front of him, because if that one goes through, Graves is scoring.
Graves is scoring for sure. And it's kind of an awkward play, kind of hit right at his feet. Wasn't quite sure what to do with that.
So now up to the plate is Bryce Norby. 2 on, nobody out. Wanted to offer, you could tell, but he lays off, and that is ball one. He really thought about offering at that one, but does a smart job of laying off. And now a 1-0 count. Mahano with the 1-0. It is swung on, and that's going to be a bouncer to the pitcher. Throw on to first. Just does beat him, but the runners do advance to second and third.
Good play by the pitcher there. He looked at third, realized nobody was there for the force out at third, so he quick did a jump and was able to get the runner at first.
So only one down now for the Blue Devils, and at the plate is Austin Peterson, RBI single in the first. He gets a single here, it scores 2.
And again, runners in scoring position. Austin Peterson is the man the Blue Devils would like up at the plate.
No doubt as he added on now, taking the team lead with 10 RBIs. He was tied with a couple players with 9, but took the lead with that last RBI in the first. Strike one, though, for him, and Mahano with the pitch. Ooh, he got Peterson swinging out of his shoes on that one. He went outside with that fastball and got him to swing and miss on that one, and now it's 0-2. Off speed goes outside. Good-looking pitch, but I think Peterson kind of knew that one was coming. 1-2 now. And swings and misses for out number 2. Well, if you're Mahano, that's a huge get for an out because we mentioned it. If there's one person you want up to the plate to get an RBI, it's him. So he misses that opportunity, and now Nick Hoffman has a chance. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat.
Yeah, this would be a big out here for the Bandits to get out here with runners on second and third and 1 out and no score.
First pitch to Hoffman. Swings and misses. Another good-looking pitch there from Mahano for strike 1. The 0-1 on the way. That's in there, strike 2. So now Hoffman is quickly down 0-2, and all of a sudden what started out as a good inning for the Blue Devils at the plate has since gone to the wayside, and Mahano trying to strand 2. Oh, that is just a nasty-looking pitch from Mahano. Hoffman just had no chance at it. He was confused. He just wasn't sure what he wanted to do with that one, and that is out number 3. So no hits, no runs, and an error there for East Bethel, and they will strand 2. So that will do it for the third inning of play, and after 3 full, we're still tied at 1 apiece here in Mora. We'll be back for the 4th inning of play after a word from our fine sponsors here on KBEK.
And here we come. Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose auto owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Back here on 95.5 FM KBEK. In the top of the 4th, the Bandits will lead it off with number 22, Mitch Minning. Reached on a single and actually came around to score their lone run of the game so far, back in the 2nd. First pitch to him's outside, ball 1. That one is low again for ball 2. So 2-0 now for the leadoff man, Minning. Another ball. So a 3-0 count for the leadoff man. As Patterson readies for this 3-0 pitch. On the way. That's strike 1. So fires that one in there for strike 1, and now he'll at least force Minning to think about swinging. Well, maybe not. So that one is low for ball 4. Pretty easy one to lay off of. And I think this now the 2nd inning in a row that we have seen a leadoff walk. So
yeah, last inning they were able to double him off on a line drive.
Yeah. Gageby at the plate, runner at first. Pitch to him is ball 1.
Looked like he was ready to bunt to try to get the sacrifice there.
Be interested to see what he does here with a 1-0 count. He decides to put a swing on it. It is popped up, and Graves did not have to make a move at all as that flew out right to him for out number 1.
Doesn't get much easier than that for a center fielder.
Does not. Taking a look at Patterson, only 4 innings pitched so far this year. Has an ERA of 2.25, though, in those 4 innings pitched, and 4 strikeouts. So, few innings pitched so far, but does have 4 strikeouts in those 4 innings. Meanwhile, next to the plate is Logan Huss, and he has strike 1. 1 out, runner at first. And he gets a piece of that one. That one's going to go foul out of play in towards the weeds back there. And now 0-2 for Huss, and for Mr. Patterson, this would be a big out. Ooh, just missing on that one.
Good
it's
pitch.
Ball 1. It was a good-looking pitch, and again, that's one where later on that's going to be another possible swing and miss pitch that he'll have to come back to. 1-2 now. Ooh, that one just misses as well.
There are times where it looks like Patterson goes to a little bit of a sidearm delivery, and that looked like one of those pitches where he just kind of lowers his release point a little bit.
And that one's outside, so that will run the count full after Huss went down 0-2. Has looked at 3 balls since, and now a full count. So Patterson will ready, and the pitch. Got a piece of it, but foul. So the count will stay full, and he'll get another opportunity. Patterson readies, and the full count pitch. Just did get a piece of it to foul it off. So another foul there by Huss, and he will keep the count full. He's battling at the plate.
Patterson just looks like he's taking a little off, trying to force him to make contact and get on base that way. He does not want to try to give up. He does not want to give up a second walk this inning.
And he will not, as that one is inside. It got him looking, and then the throw down to first is not in time, but it was close, as it was a little bit of a softer throw there from the catcher. He was kind of off balance making that throw, but still got it close. But the runner was back in time. And now Owen Rumsa.
Patterson's 5th strikeout already today.
Yeah, not bad. Oh, beating his season total in one night. Pretty impressive. First pitch here to Rumsa. Misses for ball 1. I've been really impressed, though, so far with his ability when he does fall behind to quickly get back into it and make it competitive. Now with the 1-0 inside, and that one is foul. Although it does wind up in the field of play, it was called foul because I think it hit off of him, actually.
Yeah, Patterson does a nice job keeping his composure. There's no panic in him when he falls behind. Just slows it down, or maybe takes a little off his pitches and just throws strikes.
So a 1-1 now for Rumsa. He was actually hit by a pitch back in the second, as that one misses for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike for Owen Rumsa. And the pitch. And that one's going to get by both the third baseman and the shortstop for a base hit for Rumsa. So he will continue the inning, as runners are now at first and second, 2 down. That brings to the plate Raul Varela, who flew out to left on that impressive grab from Mason Nelson.
Yeah, he's batting .333 on the year. He obviously has a little power. He showed that in his first at bat. He plays shortstop for them as well.
Looks like Nelson at about normal depth there in left, maybe a step or 2 back, but this one is low for ball 1 for Varela. And the 1-0 from Patterson. That one is hit out to left again, but it's not going to be caught. It's on the ground, and coming around to score in time is the runner from second. That is Minning, and he is in off of an RBI single from Varela. So showing off the power in a different way, as he laced it into left. And it's a 2-1 game now. The Bandits on top with Tyler Marcio back up to the plate. Still 2 down. And we'll get it, looks like a couple new baseballs in here for the ump.
Patterson's been able to get him on a couple strikeouts in his first 2 at-bats so far.
That one's outside for ball 1. So 1-0 count to another batter. Patterson with the pitch. And that's in there for strike 1. That one was another close one, right kind of on the edge of that lower part of the plate, but it is strike 1, and the 1-1 is swung on, and this another one that just gets into left field. This time, though, the left fielder is going to be able to get it in time to not allow the runner to score, but it does load the bases with another single. But if there is some sort of silver lining, it is that there is 2 outs. So you've got a force out at any bag right now, and if you catch it, it's an out anyway. So all you need is an out here. The pitch, foul back.
There really hasn't been a lot of hard hits. They're just finding the gaps, finding the holes between the shortstop and the third baseman there.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of just kind of placing these balls right where they want them, right over the infielders and just into the outfield. As this one is swung on and fouled down the third base line. And that will make it a 0-2 count now for Shaky.
This would be a great time for Patterson's 6th strikeout of the game.
Yes, this would be ideal and obviously be clutch for them to, again, only allow the 1 run. The pitch misses with that one for ball 1. And they're going to throw it down to first to get the runner, Marcio, as he was leaning a little too far towards second, and they are going to get him for out number 3. Now, if you're Marcio, that is bad all the way around. 3 hits, 1 run. Man, what a throw, though, from Norby. I mean, if you're Marcio, though, you've got to be paying attention because that is not the way you want to get the 3rd out in that inning.
No, it looked like he just nonchalantly was trying to get back to the base and never really expected that throw from Norby.
No, and I mean, but a heads up by Norby, just realizing, hey, he's not getting back as maybe as much of a hustle as you'd like, so he took advantage of it and got him out. So that is out number 3 on a put out there. Catcher throws it down to first, and they take him.
Yeah, I'm sure Norby was scouting the first couple pitches and was watching him and watching him how long it took to get back to the base and decided, hey, why not? Let's throw down.
Yeah,
got him.
He did get him, and that was a beautiful play there by Norby. So they do only give up the 1 run. The bases loaded really doesn't matter much because the batter will see the plate again in the next inning, but they do only allow the 1 run. So it is now 2-1. With the Bandits up over the Mustangs.
And we talked about it pregame, runners in scoring position, who's going to get the hits. And both teams have had runners on 2nd and 3rd and not got the hits they wanted.
Yeah, so far, not great here this evening for either side with runners in scoring position. We obviously have seen the 1 hit there, the 1 big hit to get the runner in. But other than that, yeah, both teams have had opportunities. They just haven't capitalized on those opportunities. So going forward, the hitting with runners in scoring position is going to have to take a step forward for both teams. But if the Blue Devils want to get back into it, they're certainly going to have to change things around. Now leading it off for the Blue Devils will be Darren Erickson. We're going to see 6, 7, 8 due up for Mora. Got another update for you from Isani in the bottom of the 7th. Redbirds lead 3-0 over the Knights. But that one, we know with those 2 teams, man, you get to any spot in those lineups and someone's bound to go deep or bound to low. There's something. There's some sort of way that one of those teams is bound to score at some point. So we'll see if the Knights can't come back from this one. Meanwhile, first pitch swinging is Erickson, and he is not happy about it. Luckily, it does go foul out of play, but he was not happy with that one.
No, I think he thought he had a nice pitch to hit and just was a little behind and fouled it off.
Yeah, and those ones always are unfortunate because now obviously you want to come back, be aggressive again, but you can't be too aggressive. Ooh, and you got to give credit to Mahano there on that one because that's just a good-looking pitch, more of a curveball type pitch there on that one. Got him looking for strike 2. Similar pitch. This one going to be rolling down the first base line. I don't think he tagged him. Yeah, he's safe.
Nope.
Mahano
thought he tagged him, went to the ump and said, I tagged him, and the ump did not agree.
Yeah, no,
and it didn't look like he did from our perspective.
No, from our angle, it looked like Erickson did get around, and the ump does agree. So, hey, any way you can get on base, that's what you'll take. So,
it's interesting seeing the grass baselines here because I'm used to dirt baselines and how the ball rolls. I think on a dirt infield, that ball might have rolled foul, but when you've got grass, it was able to stay fair.
I certainly agree. I do think that would have had enough momentum to roll foul, as Mahano may be a little bit upset after that call throws one in there for a strike to Mike McKee. But either way, the Mustangs do have a runner at first in the leadoff man, and as I mentioned, McKee up to the plate now with an 0-1 count. Ooh, that one inside. McKee does not move, but that one was up towards the lobes there, the ocular lobes, if you will, for ball 1. So 1-1 now for McKee. And the pitch. Ooh, another one on the inside part of the plate, but he does manage to get it in there for strike 2. Again, he is like the inside part of the plate here tonight, and I think he's found a little bit of a rhythm these last few innings. 1-2 on the way for McKee. Ooh, that one nearly gets him for ball 2. See, McKee does just jump out of the way. It seems like Mahano, after the first inning, kind of laid off of the harder pitching. But these last couple, he's slowly gotten back to the harder pitching, and it seems like he's gotten into a rhythm with it now. As that one is swung out towards left center. It's hanging a little bit too long, and the center fielder will grab it for out number 1.
Yeah, that at bat, he really wanted that out. He's still not happy about the no call on the tag. So you could tell he was kind of overthrowing a little bit.
Yes.
Got a little wild on that last ball.
So now to the plate is Josh Norby. And again, he struck out swinging back in the second. 1 down, runner at first for the Blue Devils. The pitch in there for strike 1. Yeah, he has found that off-speed pitch right there, and he has been using it to his advantage a lot in these last 2 innings. And if it's working, don't fix it, as they say. And now the 0-1 for Norby. This one time he comes back with a heater right down the center. It's popped up right behind home plate, and the catcher makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down now for the Mustang, or the Blue Devils. Knew it was coming. And coming to the plate is Mason Nelson. Foul tip was caught by the catcher for out number 3 last time around for him back in the second. As they try to get that 1 run back that they gave up at the top of this inning. Got a piece of it. I don't know how that happened, but
fouled off the catcher's mask, it looked like, and the ump's going to give the catcher a second and walk the ball out to the pitcher here.
Not only did it foul off his mask, it went out of play, foul out of the field.
Oh, boy.
That went back behind us. That was Bandits might be lucky that one wasn't straight forward, because that might be gone.
Yeah.
The way that one was hit. My goodness. 0-1 for Mason Nelson. Man, that's the first for me. I've never seen a foul ball deflected off a catcher's helmet out of play. This one is swung on and going to be in there for a base hit for Mason Nelson. It will only advance the runner to second, but either way, it is a base hit for Mason Nelson, and now you've got a runner in scoring position with 2 down. Tough spot for the Blue Devils because of the 2 outs, but you do roll it over to the top of the order for Logan Graves, and we know the top 4-5 of this order have the best batting averages, so let's see if that batting average and the RBIs can't come to play here, because they definitely need it to try and tie this one up.
Yeah, Logan's already been on base twice tonight with a single and a walk in the 3rd inning.
And again, that off speed is in there for strike 1. Meanwhile, it's 4-0 top of the 8th, but like I said, bases are loaded, no outs for the Hinckley Knights, and they've now got a chance to score. They've got 3 outs to play with, so let's see if they can't get back into it. Meanwhile, here in this one, it's an 0-1 count for Logan Graves, runner at first and second, 2 down. Oh, he wanted that one. He'll want that one back, and that one on a bounce. Ooh.
Oh, got a car.
Does hit a couple cars, but I don't think it did a lot of damage. Thankfully, it bounced, and it was a pretty soft bounce, so don't think it did any damage. My car, by the way, is in the hot zone out there, so I'm hoping nothing gets out there again. But meanwhile, 0-2 for Logan Graves. Here's the pitch from Mahano, and Graves, just to keep himself alive, follows that one off down the left field line. Smart job there by Graves, because that one would have been in a spot where it probably would have been called strike 3 anyways.
Yep, he's doing a nice job here fending off some pitches. Mahana would love to get Graves here and end this inning again. Runners in scoring, 1 runner in scoring position here for the Blue Devils, and a chance to tie up the game.
0-2 again for Graves. Joaquin with the pitch. That is ball 1.
Good stop by the catcher to keep that in front of him. It bounced nearly at the plate, and he was able to keep it in front and prevent any runners from moving up.
So a 1-2 now for Logan Graves. As Mahano readies. And the pitch. Got a piece of that one, but it's popped up in center. And the center fielder grabs it for out number 3. Well, the threat was there, but it goes by the wayside as that one is popped out for out number 3. 2 hits, no runs for the Mustangs, or the Blue Devils, and no errors there by East Bethel. So that does it for the 4th inning of play, and through 4, the Bandits lead over the Blue Devils 2-1 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. We'll be back after a word from our fine sponsors here on KBEK.
Minnesota Twins baseball.
Twins 2, Blue Jays nothing, 9th inning. The 0-2 to Varsho. He struck him out! Twins win! Twins
Every
win!
hit, home run, or strikeout on the boat, on the lawnmower, or at work, all the action is right here.
This is Royce Lewis. This is Ryan Jeffers. Hey, Twins fans, this is Rocco Baldelli. You can catch Twins baseball all season long right here.
The Twins!
On Cool Country 100.9 WCMP.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Back here on 95.5 FM KBK, Ethan Game Day Gilman, joined by Chris Gable for this evening's Eastern Mini League baseball game between the East Bethel Bandits and your Mora Blue Devils. Leading it off for the Bandits, it is the man who was at the plate last inning, Mitch Shaky, and he's only back because, well, the batter in front of him got caught leaning a little too far. Well, more or less, he just did not get back to the base in time as the catcher threw him out.
Patterson's out here to start his 5th inning of work for the Blue Devils.
And he's ahead in the count now, 0-2, as he got Shaky to really get a swing. I don't think he necessarily wanted to, but he did not hold back in time, and it is strike 2. On the way, 0-2. Late swing and miss there by Shaky. No chance at that one, and that is out number 1.
working ahead of the batters there. That's something that Patterson did not do last inning. He fell behind a lot of the batters last inning, so it's good to see him get back on track, go up 0-2, and strike him out.
Joaquin Mahano now to the plate. He's 0 for 2 so far, and he looks at ball 1.
He struck out looking in the first and flew out to center in the third.
And again, he's kind of their do-it-all guy, but up 0-2 now in this count. And that'll be 3-0 now, as that one misses. So 3-0 for Joaquin Mahano, and again, you have mentioned before how Patterson has done a good job of working back from being behind in the count, but 3-0 turns into 3-1 as that one's in there for strike one. But again, at some point in time, he's going to have to start getting ahead because sooner than later, unfortunately, East Bethel is going to start to pounce on some of these. And that one misses for ball 4. So the number 2 batter reaches on a walk, and that brings to the plate Corey Rolfe. 0 for 2 tonight, a fielder's choice, and then a line out back in the third. One of the lefties for this team. First pitch to him is in there for strike 1.
Yeah, he lined out in the second inning. That led to the double play that ended the inning.
Yeah, a very impressive play there at second. As Patterson readies, here's the 0-1. And that's low for ball 1. The 1-1 is swung on out towards left center. And it's at the fence. In fact, I think it hits the bottom of the fence. The throw in to short. Uh-oh. Ooh, luckily enough, it does roll towards third, so we'll keep the runner at third. But a big hit there for Rolfe. It is a double for him. And now runners in scoring position with only 1 out. For Mitch Minning.
That was probably the first real hard hit ball the Bandits have had off Patterson.
Yeah, that was a big time hit ball. Of course, the one that was caught by Mason Nelson might have been the other one, but that one was truly hard hit. I mean, the center fielder really had no chance at it. He just gave it as best of a run as he could, but really no chance at it out there for him. And we are going to see a pitching change, it looks like, possibly.
Yep. I think the Blue Devils had somebody warming up over there in the cage between innings, or when the Blue Devils were up.
So Patterson will go 4 1/3 innings, giving up 7 hits and 2 runs. And I think it was 6 strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 strikeouts on the evening for him. He did hit 1 and walk 2. So that's his stat line for tonight. And we'll take commercial break as the new pitcher gets his warm-up throws in. We'll be back for the next at-bat here on KBEK.
Physical therapy. It's one of those services you don't think about until you need it. Pain happens. Count on the team at Physical Therapy Consultants to help. Physical Therapy Consultants, with locations in Zimmerman, St. Francis, Andover, Ham Lake, and recently merged North Branch and Isani, accept all insurance plans, workers' comp, and auto. Their expertise can help you and your body repair. Find out how Physical Therapy Consultants can help you heal. Call 1-888-THERAPY today. That's 1-888-THERAPY. Physical Therapy Consultants.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Aurelius Manufacturing has been providing innovative solutions to customers since 1926. Specializing in the production of custom welded hydraulic cylinders for over 40 years, our focus is on providing value to customers through innovative problem solving, quality workmanship, and customer service. Our team works with your team to develop designs that provide the most value for your application. We leverage technology and craftsmanship, turning designs into finished products quickly and accurately. Aurelius Manufacturing is a proud sponsor of the Brand Bombers.
And we are back here on KBEK. The top of the fifth, not starting the way the Blue Devils would like, as we see a pitching change. Asa Patterson went 4 1/3 innings. Gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, hit 1, and struck out 6. Now it's Nathan Nelson on the mound. Few of the changes that have happened, well, Logan Graves moved from center to short. Nathan Nelson obviously moved from short to pitcher. And Mason Nelson moved from left to center, and then at first base now is Wyatt Foss. Those are the defensive changes here for the Blue Devils. And now the first pitch for Nathan Nelson is in there for strike 1. Still only 1 out, runners in scoring position. The 0-1 turns into 0-2 as that one is fouled back. Nathan Nelson on the year. 1.2, let's see if I can do that again. 6.48 ERA, but 27 strikeouts. And that one is going to be ball 1. So he is second on the team with 27 strikeouts in 25 innings pitched. And he will make it 28 strikeouts as he gets him to swing and miss on that one. Does Mitch Minning. So now 2 down, and Kyle Gageby to the plate. Well, we can't say how key that is for the Blue Devils here to get an out like that. As that one is going to miss for ball 1.
Gageby has 3 RBIs on the season for the Bandits. This would be a huge hit for him, likely score 2.
Nathan Nelson gets this one swung on. That's in a trouble spot, and it stays fair. Well, that's one of those you just can't coach it. That's one of those hits where, I mean, it's in a spot in no man's land, and
just kind of stuck the bat out there.
Yeah,
and was a little behind the pitch and hit it out the right field.
It's a 2-run single, and that will make it 4-1 East Bethel. So unfortunate for the Blue Devils there. They do give up the 2-run single, and now coming to the plate will be Logan Huss.
So that'll be RBIs 4 and 5 on the season for Gageby.
And we will get a pinch runner here at first for Gageby. It looks like number 26 will be there. Kyle Smith will come in to pinch run. Smith, a 2023 Blaine graduate, coming in for Gageby, who is a 2018 Cambridge graduate. This one swung on right at second. Oh, had to make a diving play, but he still gets it on to first in time for out number 3.
Looked like that ball landed right where the grass hit the dirt.
Yeah.
And really took a weird hop.
It did definitely take a weird hop, but that'll do it for the top of the 5th. 2 hits, 2 runs, and no errors there by Mora. And that brings us to the bottom of said 5th inning. Meanwhile, an update from Isani. Game is over with the Redbirds defeating the Hinckley Knights 4-1. Hinckley Knights had their best opportunity there in the 8th to try and get some runs added on, but were unable to do so. So the Knights do fall to the Redbirds 4-1, and that matchup is just so fun between those two teams. Meanwhile, we do have another 4-1 finish, and this one you might not believe. It's the Twins. Twins win? What? Yeah, Twins won 4-1 over Detroit today. That's I didn't see that coming.
I believe the Tigers have the best record in baseball.
Yep.
And maybe this is the Twins' last stand here.
It feels like it for sure. It definitely feels like it because, man, they have not done well this year at times. Anyways, they had that win streak, which was impressive. But
David Festa went 5 2/3, gave up no runs for the Twins, and Duran came in and picked up his 12th save of the season.
You know, Duran early on this year did not look like himself, but as of late, he has really come on strong. So I'll take it. I'm also taking 3 wins in a row. That's I didn't see that coming, honestly. I thought, okay, we got 2. I'll be impressed if we get 1 against the Tigers. We started off with 1, so far so good. I'll take it.
Well, Duran was mentioned in some possible trade rumors at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And maybe a few more wins, and we'll try to compete for the wild card.
Well, and I think the wins will definitely help keep him, because if we wind up going on a losing streak like we had here for this last 2 weeks, I think, unfortunately, a lot of the team's going to be gone, sadly.
Yeah. Well, the contracts that we are able to trade, unfortunately, Correa probably would not be one of them.
No, probably not. Which
is unfortunate.
Yeah. He has not had a good year this year, and unfortunately, really hasn't lived up to his contract. So now leading off for the Blue Devils is Nathan Nelson, the new pitcher. As Joaquin Milano with the pitch in there for strike 1. He's really, really found that pitch, and I mean, has just been like a sharpshooter out there with it. 0-1. Swung on and into foul territory, but enough for a play. Oh, what a grab there by the first baseman, and that is out number 1.
Yeah, Mahano's really settled down since that first inning. Done a real nice job, and there's been a couple innings here. The 3rd inning where the Blue Devils had runners in scoring position, and runner on second again in the 4th inning, and he's just been able to close the door and not allow any runs.
Yeah, he's done a really good job, and he's also been doing really good of switching up his pitches. We obviously know he can throw hard, but he's been able to show the off-speed stuff along with the hard throws, so been impressed with him being able to switch it up. Meanwhile, the first pitch now to Bryce Norby is outside for ball 1, and the 1-0 on the way. That one is swung on out towards right. It is down for a base hit from Bryce Norby, and a 1-out single for the Blue Devils.
Bryce is now 1 for 2 on the day with the walk. See if the Blue Devils can build on that.
Well, they certainly need to here. But they still got a few innings to play. They got 4 innings left to play. But with the way that East Bethel has all of a sudden slowly but surely started to get some runs here in the last few innings, they might need to get some going sooner than later. Of course, at the plate now, Austin Peterson. First pitch to him, that off-speed pitch. It's fun to watch that pitch go by. The Blue Devils right now can't seem to catch up to it.
Austin Peterson's 1 for 2 on the day with the RBI for the Blue Devils and a strikeout in his last at-bat.
That one's inside for ball 1, so 1-1 count for Peterson.
That RBI earlier in the game took the team lead in RBIs with 10 for the season.
As the 2-1 is swung on, and that'll be a base hit for Austin Peterson. So now runners on at first and second, a runner in scoring position for Nick Hoffman. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts, so he's certainly looking to go up there and put one in play.
So this is the time where Mahano's really been at his best, right? When he's had runners on base, he's been really able to buckle down and get the Blue Devils out. Let's see if it continues in the 5th or if he's starting to wear down a little bit.
Yeah, and as I've said, when you've got a pitcher who throws as hard as he does, sometimes they wear down a lot quicker, but so far so good for him. The first pitch, that off speed again for strike 1.
Yeah, he's thrown that for his first pitch on most of these batters, and it's been a strike on most of them.
Yeah, I'd say about 90% of the at-bats has been the first pitch since the first inning anyways. So 0-1 for Hoffman, and the pitch. Comes back with the heat. That one is going to get by the shortstop. I don't think that'll be an error. I think he just simply missed. So it will be a base hit for Hoffman, and that'll load the bases.
Again, found the right spot. The third baseman dove, missed it. The shortstop just couldn't get the backhand on it and went right between the gap into left field.
And now Darren Erickson at the plate. He singled last time at the plate in just the last inning, so Can he put one again into play and probably score 2? Mahano with the pitch. Another off speed, another strike.
This is the 3rd inning in a row here that the Blue Devils have had runners in scoring positions. Let's see if they can capitalize here in the 5th.
And that's something that is harped on by many, many managers around, is getting a hit with runners in scoring position. And I won't say desperate need of one here, but certainly want to get one. The pitch from Mahano, 0-1. Checked his swing, did not go for ball 1. Good eye. Good check swing there from Darren Erickson.
Another very good off-speed pitch there from Mahano.
Yeah, I think that might be the first time he's gone back-to-back with the off-speed, so definitely caught him off guard. 1-1 on the way from Mahano. That off-speed again, this time it just does get enough to foul it off. And that will make it a 1-2 count here for Darren Erickson. Bases loaded, 1 down. Bottom of the 5th. Mahano readies. And the pitch. Outside for ball 2. Waited an extra few seconds there before he threw that one, but does not matter much to Erickson as that one is outside. 2-2 count. And again, it looks like he'll give it a little bit of extra, be time to maybe call a timeout. But he will not. 2-2 on the way. Got a piece of it. Oh, and it won't be 2. This will get by for 1, and it will score 2, standing. A 2-run single for Darren Erickson.
First baseman was playing in on that, had to go to his right, and couldn't get the glove down on it. Goes in the right field for the single.
Well, just what the Blue Devils needed, as now they are back into this one, trailing only by 1. 4-3 is our score, with now Mike McKee to the plate, 0 for 2 so far, with 2 flyouts in the game. Still only 1 out for the Blue Devils, and we'll get a mound visit quickly from the, well, some of the infielders and the manager for the East Bethel Bandits.
Runners first and second base. Brings up the second baseman.
So now the Blue Devils have more chances here to add on and try and even tie this one up.
Nice at bat there for Erickson, picking up the 2 RBIs.
Mm-hmm. So 1 down, runner at first and second. First pitch here to McKee. Off speed, but this time it misses for ball 1.
That was Erickson's 3rd and 4th RBIs on the season.
And they were big. Those were big RBIs. 1-0 for McKee. On the way. And that's low for ball 2. Seems like maybe those 2 runs have rattled Mahano a little bit, as he is, for the first time in a few innings, thrown the batter into a 2-0 count. Here is the 2-0 pitch from Mahano. That's in there for strike 1. Interesting to see what he does trying to come back after a 2-0 for the batter. He hasn't worked from behind much ever since that first inning, and interesting to see what he does. The 2-1 is swung on, and that could be down. That is going to be down. The right fielder misplayed that one, and that will not only get down, and it will score a run.
Yeah, the Blue Devils have done find the right spots down that right field line. They've had a couple drop in there, and
RBI single from McKee.
Now tied the game.
Yeah. With runners at the corners and still only 1 down for McKee, though. He tried to maybe take an extra bag there as the throw home, but he realized it maybe a little too late that, oh, shoot, that's not as far as I would like it to be. He did get back in time, though. So runners at the corner, still only one out, and Josh Norby to the plate. And he'd like to turn his 0 for 2 into a base hit and score another run. Meanwhile, I was wrong. The runner's at first and second. Thought he went to third. No, he's at second.
It's 5 straight singles here now for the Blue Devils.
Wow. As Norby called time. Steps out. Mahano readies, and the pitch. That's low for ball 1.
That RBI by McKee was his second RBI of the season, so nice at bat there.
Nice to see these guys who haven't been able to get many RBIs on the season yet get some here in this one.
Get some clutch hits to get the Devils back into the game.
This one swung on by Norby and fouled down the first base line. That will make it a 1-1 count. You know, the RBIs have come from the lower half of this lineup for Mora, so got to be happy if you're manager Jason Pautsky. The 1-1 for Norby on the way. Inside and a little bit high for ball 2. You know, it hasn't rattled Joaquin too much. He's still throwing some pretty good pitches, but just missing on a few now. The 2-1 for Norby. That's in there, strike 2. Mahano has since gone back to his slower routine out there on the mound, maybe to slow things down, not only for himself, but also for the Blue Devils to try and get them off of their mark now. 2-2 for Norby. That off speed,
just a little high.
Yeah, just missing for ball 3. That was a good-looking pitch, though, and that will run it full for Josh Norby. Mahano readies. And the pitch. And that's going to get him. That's good-looking pitch there from Mahano. And that will get him looking.
I don't think Norby liked the call. A little curveball there, caught the corner.
Yeah, it was close. But I think the last one was just as close as well, so. 2 down, runners at first and second, and Mason Nelson to the plate. He had a single last inning. He'd like to do that again here. That one's inside, but still hits the strike zone for strike 1.
He's gone to that off-speed pitch, really, when he needs a big strike. He goes to that off-speed. He saw it there on Norby. We saw it here right now on the start this batter.
And that's going to be ball 1. Yeah, he's, although he's given up 3 runs, he's done a really good job of keeping himself composed out there on the mound despite giving up a few runs. The 1-1 on the way. That stays high for ball 2. Maybe one of the easier pitches to lay off of unless it's bouncing in the dirt. But those ones that are high above the zone that have no movement are pretty easy to stay off of. So 2-1 now for Mason Nelson. And the pitch from Mahano. That off speed again in there for strike 2, and he's just got full control of that pitch right now.
Yeah, I think the batter thought that would be called a high ball because it's coming across the plate just below the letters.
Good spot for it. And now the 2-2. Swing and a miss by Nelson, and that will end the inning. But the Blue Devils do some damage. 5 hits and 3 runs cross. No errors there by East Bethel. And we're all tied at 4 apiece after the 4th inning of play. So again, 5 full innings have come and gone. And we are tied at 5 apiece between the Bandits and the Blue Devils. We'll be back for the 6th inning of play after word from our fine sponsors here on KBEK.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
You gotta stop somewhere, so make a stop into the Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, get Red Bull 8.4 ounces, 3 for $6.50. Pringles are 2 for $5 and save $2 on 7th Avenue Pizza when you buy 2. Plus, introducing Lucky Days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mention to the cashier, it's your lucky day, and get free items and discounts on drinks and fuel. Whoa! Keep an eye on social media to learn more. Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBK, top of the 6th inning, and leading it off for the East Bethel Bandits will be Owen Rumsa. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up for the Bandits, as we've seen a 5-run 5th inning, 3 being scored by Mora and 2 by East Bethel. Meanwhile, Nathan Nelson fires that one in there. Oh, it missed for ball 1. Must have missed inside, because that looked like it was a good pitch, but just missing.
Rumsell's 1 for 1 on the day with a single, and then also he was hit by a pitch in the first.
He watches that one go by inside as well for ball 2. That one's in there, strike 1. Had a little movement on it at the end, did that pitch from Nathan Nelson. Good looking pitch. Meanwhile, 2-1 on the way. That's low and inside for ball 3. Hitters count now for Rumsa, and, again, other than the 5th, the Bandits have really kind of controlled this game ever since that 2nd inning. That one's inside, and that's ball 4. So a 5-pitch leadoff walk for the Bandits. And they'll have a runner on. And again, for now, what is it? The 5th inning in a row. Well, would have been 5th inning, but they had it 3 innings in a row where they had a leadoff batter on. Last inning they did not. It was a strikeout, but close to 5 innings in a row where they've had a leadoff batter on, but 5 innings in a row where they have had now a runner reach. And now Raul Varela at the plate. Nelson. Readies? Here's the pitch. Showing bunt. Oh, right back to Nelson. Thought about throwing it to second. Throws it to first. I think he might have been better off throwing it to second. He might have had an easier throw, but...
Looked like he maybe didn't quite have a handle on the ball.
Okay. Yeah, because he definitely had the play at second, but instead decided to throw to first, which got him out, but was not as easy of a throw as it may have been otherwise, but... It does get an out. So that is.
But now East Bethel has a runner in scoring position here to start the inning.
And they have done a pretty good job these last few innings with runners in scoring position, scoring 3 the last 2 innings. That one is swung on and missed. Swinging out of his cleats there was Tyler Marcio for strike 1. He was trying to send it, but missed.
He is 1 for 3 on the day with a single and 2 strikeouts.
Got a piece of that one to foul it out of play. And 2 strikeouts against the starting pitcher Patterson. Now with Nelson out there, you almost wonder if Nelson doesn't have the advantage here. 0-2. Got him looking. And that's exactly what you're looking for from Nelson. Marcio, not dragging on him at all. But he hasn't looked like the most confident batter up there.
No, not at all.
Here this evening. So for Nelson to get that strikeout was big, but also I think with the new pitcher for Marcio, just giving him a different look. Now at the plate, Mitch Shaky, and he looks at strike 1.
Blue Devils would love to get this out and get back in and go back to work.
Yeah, if they can get out of this inning without allowing a run would be huge, because they now have momentum after last inning, as that is strike 2 on the outside part of the plate.
He's also got that little breaking ball here that is batters are confused on whether that's going to be a strike or not, and it's crossing the outside of the plate.
Yeah, they are not confident to swing enough at that one, as that one does miss for ball one. But, yeah, it is a beautiful pitch there for Nathan Nelson, and interesting to see if he can continue with it.
He's just painting the outside of the plate.
That is
great
strike
pitch.
3.
Another great breaking ball.
Another one looking. So no hits, no runs for the Bandits, no errors for Mora. And we'll move down to the bottom of said 6th inning. The runner will be stranded there at second. And we're still tied at 4 apiece. But now the Blue Devils have got the opportunity to take the lead as we march on late into this one. Looks like we may possibly get a move or two
Pitching
here
change,
for the.
I believe that's Mahano walking back.
So we'll look.
Oh, looks like he's maybe going back out there for another inning.
Or moving to first. I can't tell.
Or moving to first. Yep. Looks like he's moving to first.
Okay, so he will move to first. We'll try and keep you up to date with this. Sometimes it gets a little crazy. So he will move to now first here in the 6th. Mason Rumsa will come and pitch. No, it's not Owen Rumsa. It's Mason Rumsa. So Rumsa will come in, Mason Rumsa that is, and pitch. For Mahano, he went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs on 10 hits. But he did get a few strikeouts. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts.
Mason Rumsa on the season has pitched 8 2/3 inning, has a 3.12 ERA. He's allowed 6 runs, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts on the season.
Not a bad year for him so far.
Nope. Coming in here to help the East Bethel Bandits, see if they can upset the Blue Devils here in Mora.
Now this will be interesting to see what Mora tries to do with a new pitcher. Are they going to try and pounce on him early? Or are they going to try and make him throw a few more? What will they do as they see a new pitcher in Mason Rumsa? Because leading it off is the top of the order in Logan Graves. So getting to the bulk of the order for the Blue Devils for this new pitcher. We'll find out early on how this inning will go for Rumsa because, again, 1, 2, 3 due up, and that's been pretty strong this season for the Blue Devils.
It's going to be interesting. He appears to be a very different pitcher than Mahano. Mahano throws hard, strikeout pitchers, struck out 8 Blue Devils. Mason Rumsa here only has 4 strikeouts on the season. So 4 strikeouts, and he's faced 47 batters.
And don't need always strikeouts. Sometimes you allow the defense to do the work, but
yeah, he's got a very good 3.12 ERA, so we'll see here how he does against the Blue Devils top of the lineup. Graves is up. Graves is 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and a single in the first. He came around the score in that first inning. First pitch is a ball. 1-0.
So 1-0 for the leadoff man. That's in there for strike 1 on the outside prep plate. Looks like we do have a new man at third, taking over for Gageby. I cannot quite tell what the number is.
Was it the pinch runner for him?
It might be.
Might be Kyle Smith.
Showing bunt, pulls back as that one is ball 2. So Graves spinning out of that one. Yeah, I do believe you are right on that one. It does look like Kyle Smith. I can tell by the red sleeve.
Yes.
Recognize the red sleeve. Meanwhile, the 2-1 to Logan Graves is going to bounce underneath the catcher's glove for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike for Graves.
Again, the Blue Devils would love to get their leadoff guy Graves with his speed. You want him on the base as much as you can. There's a reason why he's our leadoff hitter.
Yes. And that one swung on and fouled out to some fans along the East Bethel side of the fence, but it does not reach any of them as it goes a little bit longer. So they're all safe over there. It'll be a full count now for Logan Graves, and you've made him throw a few more pitches here, but now in a full count. See what happens. He gets a piece of that one out towards left center. That's going to get down for a base hit for Logan Graves. He's turning the corner, and he's going to decide to go for 2 because the left fielder could not get that ball picked up cleanly. So a leadoff double for Graves. Now he won't have to steal. And now Nathan Nelson coming to the plate. Well, good start for the Blue Devils against the new pitcher, and runner already in scoring position here for him.
Yeah, great start. Runner in scoring position, no outs. You got your second batter up in the order. See if the Blue Devils can capitalize on Graves' speed.
Yeah, 4th inning in a row, they've had a runner in scoring position. This one down the third base line. The throw to first is in time for out number 1, but Graves makes it over to third. Smart base running there by him. So ground out, thrown out by the third baseman. But again, now you've got a runner 90 feet away. And now that brings up Bryce Norby. He singled last inning and came around to score.
He's 1 for 2 on the day with a walk as well.
Yeah, they'd certainly like to see him put another one in play because you could bunt one and Graves would be home. And they try to do so, but that will not help. That one fired down the first base line, and the first baseman makes a nice play there on the grounder and steps on the bag himself for a ground out unassisted. Well, what was a good opportunity quickly turns into a iffy situation now on trying to score after a quick 2 outs.
Real nice play by the first baseman. Graves had no chance. Even with his speed, he had no chance to score from third on that. The grounder was just hit too hard right at the first baseman.
Now Austin Peterson coming to the plate. Has an RBI earlier tonight. And looking to do the same here, but that one goes foul over the foul fence there in left field. So that would have definitely scored Graves, and Peterson probably would have wound up at second. But it does go out of play. That was a hard hit there by Peterson.
Yeah, he's already have 2 hits on the night, 1 RBI.
As we see.
And a run scored, and he would love to get another RBI here.
No doubt, as Rumsa did step off the rubber for a moment. He's back and ready. 0-1 for Peterson on the way. That's low for ball 1, and Graves is just itching to step on that home plate. 1-1 now for Peterson. And the pitch. Swing and a miss there by Peterson. He was going deep on that one, but misses and makes it a 1-2 count. Mason Rumsa readies. Here's the 1-2. Good eye there from Peterson as that is low for ball 2 to even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good eye on his swing and miss. He definitely wants this RBI, but he showed great patience there on that pitch that was low in the zone.
Mason Rumsa readies. The 2-2. That is ball 3, and Graves has to stay at third. He is looking for any reason to come home. I mean, he is itching to get to home plate. It is a full count, though, for Peterson. The pitch. Swung on and fouled down the third base line. Graves has to duck under it. So the count remains full for Austin Peterson. Again, here to begin the bottom of the 6th, it was a double for Logan Graves, then 2 quick groundouts from Nelson and Norby. is how we are at this situation now. Here's the full count pitch again. Reaching on one. That's going to be popped up towards center. And what happened?
He lost it.
He did. Lost it somewhere in the dark sky or in the light. Something happened, but that is down, and it's...
We heard the left fielder come running over, yell back, back. The center fielder's coming in on it. Left fielder comes in, is yelling back, and it landed kind of in right center field. And just lost it in the lights.
Yeah, it's an RBI double to score a run, and now the Blue Devils are back with the lead. It's their first time with the lead ever since the second inning. Been a while. So runner again in scoring position at second, now for Nick Hoffman. Nick Hoffman was able to break the 0 for last inning, reach on a single, and then also came around to score. It's part of their 3 runs.
Hoffman's 1 for 3 on the day with a single and 2 strikeouts and a run scored.
So a 1-0 for him to begin the at-bat. And this one swung on. This one popped up into foul territory off the first base line. First baseman's there, grabs it for out number 3. Well, 2 hits and a run come across for the Blue Devils. No errors there by East Bethel. And we move on to the 7th inning of play. The Blue Devils now lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard 5-4 over the Bandits of East Bethel. We will be back after a word from our fine sponsors for the 7th inning of play here on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. Pineagency.us.
Well, back here on KBEK, and leading it off for the top of the 7th for the Bandits of East Bethel is Joaquin Mahano. Went from pitcher to first baseman. He made the final out of last inning on that catch and foul territory. He is 0 for 2 today, walked back in the 5th. Fouled this one back. So we'll strike 1 for him. This is his first time leading off an inning. And it's definitely different when you go up there leading it off. Meanwhile, he hits this one out into right center. The right fielder, though, is there for the grab. And out number 1. So 1 down for the Bandits. And now Corey Rolfe to the plate. Rolfe on the evening. 1 for 3. First pitch to him well outside for ball 1. Temp dipping a little bit here as the night goes along, but still a great night for some baseball as that one is swung on and missed.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful night here. The flag is still hanging.
Yeah.
Not a breeze out here.
This next pitch is low, misses for ball 2.
Which also means the bugs are not leaving us alone.
Right, exactly. And that humidity has gone up to 96% on the evening. So it is muggy out here. That does help it keep a little warmer, though. So 62 degrees, 96% humidity. 2-2 count now for Corey Rolfe. Here's the pitch from Nelson. Swung on and missed for out number 2. So 2 down.
Out number 2.
And coming to the plate, Mitch Minning.
I believe that's Nelson's 4th strikeout of the night already since he came in relief for Patterson.
First pitch to Minning is ball 1.
Minning is 1 for 2 on the day with 2 runs scored and a walk. And a strikeout back in the 5th.
He swings and misses on that one for strike 1. Nathan Nelson's done a pretty good job coming in and getting hot real quick on the mound, and he gets that one in there for strike 2 on the inside part of the plate, and now trying to go 1-2-3. And he does with that one. Got him looking for out number 3. No hits, no runs. And no errors by the Blue Devils. So that does it for the top of the 7th, and that will bring us to our 7th inning stretch. Speaking of stretch, I'm actually going to stand up and stretch just for a moment here. Oh, get that nice stretch. Might as well. It's baseball. Get that 7th inning stretch. They do a giveaway here for a 1-2-3 inning here at Mora Baseball Field. Kind of a cool thing they do for the games. Text in to win something, win some sort of prize. Pretty cool. But here for manager Jason Pautsky, this is a not the way you would have liked it to have gone, but these last 2 innings, you're feeling pretty good about where your team is headed for the rest of the game, especially with Nathan Nelson coming in and pretty much getting off to a hot start right from the get-go.
Yeah, I think you take the lead 5-4 last inning. Outfielder misplayed the ball for the Bandits, and you'd like to maybe add a few runs here and see if you can't close out a nice win, a nice Minnesota mini league win.
Yes, and of course they will play again on Sunday, but then that'll be it until after the 4th of July, and even after 4th of July weekend, they won't play until July 9th. So they will have some time off before their next game after Sunday. So if you're looking to get to a game, you still got time to get up to this one, depending on where you're at. But you've got a chance here again on Sunday when they host. I forgot who they host, but should be a good game Sunday as well.
Find a beautiful summer night and go watch a game, whether that be Hinckley, Ogilvie, Cambridge, or Sandy, and go watch a game. Beautiful evening and watch some fun baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really fun league this year because you've got some changes, but the teams this year are kind of like MLB. Everyone is pretty even with everybody. Ogilvy's having a good year. Bram Snappers, the Bram Snappers have kind of been looked at in the league kind of like as the punching bag in the last few years. But this year they're having a pretty darn good season. North Branch Nighthawks got off to a hot start this year, and it's been a fun start to the league this year for Eastern Mini Play. And it's going to continue right up to the playoffs. And I can't wait to see what the rest of this season brings. Of course, can't wait to see what the rest of this inning will bring as Darren Erickson comes to the plate to lead it off for the Mora Blue Devils.
Erickson is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 RBIs. Last in the 5th, he had big hit scored 2, pick up 2 RBIs. I believe that helped the Blue Devils tie up the game. They were down 4-1.
And he watches that one inside for ball 1. So 1-0 count. And the 1-0 on the way. Ooh, similar spot, but this one going to be called strike. Does cross inside the zone. So a 1-1 count now. One on the way. That one in a similar spot. This one is popped up to the second baseman for out number 1. And Mike McKee now coming to the plate for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, with 1 out and nobody on, it brings
Mike is 1 for 3. He had an RBI single back in the 5th. He was the 5th batter in a row to pick up a single in the 5th for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it was an impressive 5th inning for Mora. But one down here in the 7th, and the first pitch to McKee swung on right back up the middle. Play made by the second baseman, throw on to first in time for out number 2. So quick 2 outs here for the Blue Devils. Not what you'd like to see if you're Pautsky. Josh Norby comes up to the plate.
The catcher, number 4, Josh.
And he has yet to gain a hit here this evening. And he'll look to break through with this at bat.
Struck out looking last at bat on a tough outside pitch.
First pitch to him is high for ball 1.
He's done a nice job behind the plate tonight for the Blue Devils.
1-0 on the way. That one low, but called strike 1. Tough spot for that one. Now 1-1 for Josh Norby. Pitch on the way. Got a piece of it, and that's popped up out towards center. Center fielder drops it. And Norby into second via the dropped ball. So it's an error out there in center. So he has yet to get his first official hit. But he gets into second with 2 down.
Yeah, it looked like the center fielder was... Center fielder's having a rough couple innings out there. I don't know if he's struggling with the lights to see the ball. That one he got his glove on, it looked like, from our perspective. We're a long ways away from center field.
Right. It did look like he did get a piece of it, but it popped out. And now Ronan Maurer will go in to courtesy run at second. So Ronan Maurer out there.
The high schooler, Ronan's going to be a senior here at Mora.
Remember his name from basketball.
Yep.
As this one a soft roller down the third base line. This is going to be safe at first because of the error on the throw, and it's going to allow a run to score. And Mason Nelson's in the second. I don't know if he would have been safe or not. It would have been darn close, but it's a throwing error nonetheless. So I think we'll count it. I don't know.
I think we're going to have a single and an error on the throw would be my guess.
That I agree. I did think that as well.
I think he was going to run that out.
Well, a little bit of a 2-out rally here.
Yeah.
6-4 now after the throwing error allows.
Probably would rule the run unearned.
Yes. Yep.
But a nice little insurance run here for the Blue Devils.
So still 2 out, runner at second now, and we're back to the top of the order, Logan Graves. And all of a sudden, this 2-out situation could mean more runs for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, the way the inning started, it certainly looked like we were going to have a little 1-2-3 or a little different outcome here, and missed play out in center and an error on the throw to the first, and Blue Devils are in business.
The 1-0 to Graves. Oh, he gets a strong swing on that one.
That's got a car.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, it went right in between about 30 of them.
Took a hard bounce in the parking lot and bounced over all the cars, it looks like.
Well, thankfully it misses every car out there. So
that might have been the best placed ball of the night.
Yes. Yep, we talked about some good placed balls earlier. That was the best one so far. 1-1 now for Graves. We'll get a time call. And it looks like actually pitcher-catcher are going to have a quick conversation as to what they want to do. But in this bottom of the seventh, it was a quick 2 plays by the second baseman for outs. Then an error allowed Norby to reach second after the drop ball in center. And then Mason Nelson reached on a single, but the throwing error allowed him to get to second. And then the runner, Ronan Maurer, the courtesy runner, came from third to home via the error. And still a runner on second with 2 down for the Blue Devils, with Logan Graves now at the plate with a 1-1 count. Mason Rumsa readies. The 1-1 to Graves. Showing bunt, and that's going to go foul.
I think the catcher wanted to go and talk to the pitcher, just make sure they're on the same page. They probably see this as a really, really important batter here. Graves is the leadoff hitter. He gets on. Now you're facing the meat of the Blue Devils lineup, and runner in scoring position. They're down 2 runs. They just want to make sure this doesn't get out of hand here.
1-2 count for Graves. Tried to bunt on with that speed, not so. Here's the 1-2. And he'll swing it foul down the first base line. Nice play there by the first base coach. Backhanded it.
Some great plays here by the base coaches for the Mustangs, or for the Blue Devils tonight.
They got some good play. Again, they get in there in the 9th if they're up enough. Strap on a glove. So 1-2 again for Logan Graves. Rumsa readies. And the pitch. Ooh, good eye there from Graves. That he laid off of that one. And that will even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner at second.
Excellent pitch there from Rumsa.
That is a strikeout for many, many different batters, but man, Graves just did a really good job holding off on that one. Here's the 2-2. Got a piece of it. It will roll to the second baseman. Oh, and he doesn't clean it up, but he does get the throw in time. Graves stumbles.
Very close play again at first base on that throw.
Yeah. Second baseman, he actually bobbled it as he grabbed it, but still does pick it up in time to make the throw to first for the out. But the damage was done there as the Blue Devils score 1 and now lead 6-4 over the Bandits. So after 7 full innings of play, it is the Blue Devils leading over the Bandits of East Bethel 6-4. And we will return after a word from our fine sponsors as you're listening to Town Ball Baseball on Nice 95.5.
Need reliable energy? Burnett Dairy Cooperative has you covered with top quality propane services. Whether you're heating your home, running your business, or firing up the grill, our propane is safe, efficient, and always dependable. Choose Burnett Dairy Cooperative Propane, your trusted partner for all things energy. Stay warm, stay powered, stay local.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsan, CEO Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
Kyle Smith to lead it off for the Bandits. Ball 1 on the first pitch from Nathan Nelson.
Nelson had a 1-2-3 inning last time with 2 strikeouts.
This one's hit on to short, throw on to first, in time for out number 1.
Ground out to the shortstop for the first out.
So 1 down now for the Bandits, and that brings to the plate number 3. Clayton Nelson.
Just shout your name out.
He's listed as 13 on our program here on the lineup card, but up here he looks like he's number 3. His uniform is 3, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So according to the roster for that I printed out from their page, it says he's Clayton Nelson. He did say Clay, I believe I heard, so that seems to fit. And if that's the case, he is now 2-0 in this count.
His first at bat of the game.
One down here. Oh, that one inside did miss him.
Just missed him.
Yeah, that was close. So Clayton Nelson on the season, he does not have a hit yet in 11 plate appearances. Three and one is now the count as he looks at strike one. That's in there for strike two. Late strike call, but a strike nonetheless to run the count full for Clayton Nelson. The pitch. Ooh, then misses with that one for ball four.
He was batting in the left fielder's spot.
And now Owen Rumsa to the plate with a runner at first and one down.
Owen Rumsa is 1 for 1 on the day with a hit by pitch and a walk.
Throw to first. What a beautiful throw to first there by Nathan Nelson. Perfect spot for that ball because if he was a little bit more off of the plate, that's an out because of just the location of that throw. But it was not in time as the runner did get back. Meanwhile, swing and miss here by Owen Rumsa on the first pitch.
Brought some heat on that pitch.
He certainly did. And an 0-1. Comes back and makes it 0-2 as Rumsa just looks at that one go by. So 0-2 as the Blue Devils look for out number 2. And that's a swing and a miss. You heard an extra oomph on that one from Nelson, and that is out number 2. It's 2 down, runner at first for Raul Varela. Raul Varela.
I believe that is Nelson's 6th strikeout already.
He matches Patterson, who had 6 in the game as well, and that's 12 total as a team. Not bad. Throw over to first again, but Clayton Nelson is back in time. He will keep him close eye on him, and I like that idea from Nelson to throw over to first because this is this guy's first time in the game tonight, and try and make him make a mistake. Swing and a miss though on that one from Varela. Man, he had him swinging out of his shoes. If it's possible, Nathan Nelson has seemingly got better as the night has gone along.
Yes, he's come in relief here and done a very nice job. They really have. Bandits have had no threats since he's come in the game here.
You can see another one that Varela really just didn't have a chance at, honestly.
He's throwing some heat, and you can tell the Bandit batters are pretty frustrated.
Yes, Varela tapping his helmet saying, come on, man. Meanwhile, Nelson looking for out number 3, but this is one's going to go back and up and out of play, back behind us. I think it went in the weeds back there even. So the count remains 0-2 for Varela. Nelson will ready. Gets the ball back. And the pitch. That one missed for ball 1. Tried to come some off speed, just kind of slipped. So 1-2 now for Varela. And Nelson with the pitch. This one popped up. And that's out of play. Just behind the fans sitting there behind the fence. Just behind them. But it is down, hurts nobody, and it is going to keep the count 1 ball, 2 strikes for Varela.
Varela's done a nice job here staying alive, falling off a couple pitches.
Yeah, I want to give credit there, though, to the catcher, Josh Norby, man. He did a good job racing after that one.
Hustled over to that fence, unfortunately, just a little too far out of play.
1-2 again. Oh, and Nelson got him swinging, man. He had no clue what was coming. Another strikeout for Nathan Nelson, and that does it. No hits, no runs, no errors for Mora, and we now move to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Blue Devils will simply be looking to add a few insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th, but they still have the lead 6-4 and only need 3 more outs of the Bandits. So it will be Mason Rumpsa out there for another inning. Looks like for the Blue Devils, obviously, they'll hope this is the last time they see him because they'll hope that the 9th will be it. But Rumpsa hasn't done a terrible job, but again, hasn't been the best for him either. But unfortunately for him, it hasn't been all his fault. Some of it has been errors in the field.
Yeah, tough night in center field. Lost one in the lights and then had one bounce off his glove. And we were talking about these lights here in Mora have the pollution-proof lights. I'm not sure what the word is for it, but they have the cover on it to force the light down onto the field. So potentially if the ball gets above the lights, maybe it can be hard to see. Definitely had some issues in center field seeing the ball on a couple of pop flies here.
Yeah, so a few errors, but he hasn't done a bad job either. He's done a pretty decent job this evening. But it is 6-4. Blue Devils will be looking to add on. Meanwhile, if you're tuning in tonight, be sure to tune in every Friday morning during the morning shows, whether it's on this channel, 95.5 with Adam Hefty, or on 100.9 FM with Josh Miron, because on Friday mornings you have your chance to win a pair of Saints tickets. That's every Friday morning during the morning show. Tune in for your chance to win a pair of Saints tickets. All you have to do is text in a keyword that you'll be given by the morning show host. You text that in, and you're entered for a chance to win a pair of Saints tickets. Costs you nothing.
Am I eligible?
I think so.
Saints games, always fun, always entertaining.
They are. Meanwhile, this Sunday, actually, if you haven't bought tickets yet, be sure to get some tickets because a large chunk of Q Media is going to be out there. Joshua Miron is throwing out first pitch at the Saints game this Sunday, so if you want to watch some entertainment, I encourage you to buy tickets because Joshua Miron will be enough entertainment for the entire game. You might just see him and leave. So.
Will Josh get it to the plate?
He'll get it to the plate. The question is, will he get it over the plate?
Over the plate.
will be the big question Sunday afternoon. So he'll for sure have all the video and the highlights of it somewhere Monday morning. So be sure to tune in to hear that. But, yeah, we've got almost everyone from the station going, family and friends. I, unfortunately, won't be able to attend. I'll spend some time with my family, but I can't wait to hear all the stories. I might have to tune in just for that game to see everything that goes down, especially pregame. But
got to get somebody to record that.
Yeah. So there will be plenty of people who will have that one recorded. He himself will probably have a cameraman somewhere out there. Meanwhile, leading it off is Nathan Nelson, and he looks at strike one.
Nelson is 0 for 4 on the night, but he's come in and really settled things down on the mound.
Yeah, he did reach on an error back there in the third, but he would definitely like to erase this 0 for, especially with the night he's having on the mound. Like to compliment each other, or himself, I should say, in both ways. But down 0-2, Rumpsa with the pitch. Got a piece of that one and fouls it into the Bandits' dugout.
I believe he's come in now and pitched 3 2/3 inning already for the Blue Devils and has about 7 strikeouts, I believe, now.
Yeah.
So he's done a real nice job.
And the pitch. That one's popped up. So the 0 for might not end. And it is.
Oh, the shortstop came in to grab that one. He ran a long ways, but I suppose it's easier to come in and running from the side than it is to go straight back like the second baseman had to do.
Well, yeah, he came in and made the catch nonetheless. So one down now for the Blue Devils, and Bryce Norby will come to the plate. By the way, this is probably one of the more intimidating walk-up songs in baseball.
Bryce is 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored back in the 5th.
Looks at that one go by for strike one. And that's one where I don't think he would have swung at any point in the game. Especially now, just kind of waiting for a better pitch to swing at, trying to add on some insurance runs. Got a piece of it, but fouls it back out of play. Nobody's cover's hit as it's in the grass. One of the cool things about town ball is you get the younger kids who are part of the town ball family, and they go and run after balls, or they're being the bat boy or bat girl, or sometimes providing drinks, and I really enjoy that part of town ball. Meanwhile, this next pitch to Norby is low for ball 1.
Yeah, it becomes a whole family affair. You've got local people, local Mora people playing, so then you get parents, grandparents,
yes,
kids, whole family comes out.
It's a fun spot because it's open to where the kids can still run around and have fun. They're not cooped up to be in one seat or stay at one spot on the path by the concessions. They can move around, so great atmosphere. 2-2 now for Norby. Pitch on the way. Got a piece of that one. That one is laced out to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit and then some. It actually hits the bottom of the wall in the outfield. It's a one-out double for Bryce Norby, and man, did he rip that one. Wow. A impressive hit there for Norby.
Yeah, he got all of that one. Just hammered it hard to right.
One down, runner in scoring position at second for Austin Peterson. Leads the team in RBIs with 11.
He's 3 for 4 on the night with a double, 2 RBIs. He's kind of done everything here tonight for the Blue Devils.
And can he be the man to add an insurance run? Ooh, wanted to go after that one, lays off, and it's ball 1. Those are the tough ones because those are the ones that are they're not over the middle of the plate, but they're towards the middle of the plate than not, and they're right at the letters, and sometimes that can be very tempting for a batter. 1-0. Similar spot for that one, and it's 2-0 now. And Austin Peterson at the plate. Runner at second, one down. Bottom of the 8th inning. Pitch on the way. This one is swung on, and this may not score the run. Maybe give him a chance to. No, he will not tag from second. So decides not to tag from second. It is a fly out to right for out number 2. And now coming to the plate is Nick Hoffman.
Hoffman on the day is 1 for 4, I believe, with a single and a run scored and 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, he erased that 0 for back in the 5th with a big single. He eventually came around to score as well as part of that big 5th inning. So first pitch to him. Got a piece of it, but that's into foul territory.
A lot of balls hitting that right field direction here tonight.
Quite a few. Yeah, early on, we've seen East Bethel into left field, and now it's all of a sudden changed course into right.
Blue Devils would love a big hit here. Get one more insurance run as we head to the 9th.
Yeah, three runs would be really ideal, but 2 runs is still okay. 0-1 on the way. Does get a piece of it again. He's a little bit behind on these last 2 pitches, and if he can just be a half second sooner, that these are both probably base hits. We'll get a new ball, couple new balls in for the umpire, and we'll get a new one into the pitcher as well. And while all that happens, now we're back to action. 0-2 on the way from Rumsa. He has to choke up on the bat, and the throw to first, not in time. No! He is safe at first. And a infield single for Nick Hoffman.
It was an interesting play. It was hit right at the base runner, and somebody from East Bethel was saying it hit the batter, but I think the batter had taken off for third before it got to there.
Yeah, I did. from my perspective, it didn't look like he did. It was definitely close, but it didn't appear like it hit him because that would have really changed its route on the way to the shortstop. So, but we're not out there, so we're not for sure. Meanwhile, Darren Erickson now at the plate. Runners at the corners, 2 down. And the pitch outside. And Hoffman is going to get a steal.
Erickson's 2 for 4 on the night. Back in the 5th, he had a big 2 RBI single.
Hoffman with the steal. Maybe not the guy you'd expect to be trying to get a steal, but he gets a steal nonetheless. This is swung on and hit out towards right center. And oh, no. Well, it does score 2 runs. It's a 2-run double. The right fielder was down for an amount of time. Not sure if he was hurt or just upset. Either way, he is up, which is good news. But it is a 2-run double for Darren Erickson.
Not sure if that hit the center fielder's glove and fell off. It looked like the right fielder and the center fielder were close to colliding with each other, and I don't know if that threw them off or it was hard to see from here what exactly happened out there in the outfield. But it dropped down for a hit and a double for Erickson, and he picks up 2 more RBIs.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, if it had hit his glove or if it didn't or what exactly happened out there. But like you mentioned, we can't 100% see out that way. Our eyes are not that of an eagle. So, meanwhile, at the plate now, Mike McKee with a runner at second and 2 down. First pitch to him is inside ball 1. 8-4 now, the Blue Devils lead. Still have a runner in scoring position. And the pitch. High for ball 2.
McKee had a big single back in the 5th inning. And an RBI as well. He would love to get another one here.
Yeah, it would be huge for them to get another one. As the pitch. Fouled right into the netting here.
I would have caught that.
I know. It was coming right at you, and I said to myself, he's got it. But unfortunately, did not get through the netting. So, netting will get the assist, I guess. 2-1 count for McKee. Pitch outside. That's ball 3. And runner at second will not get enough room to go to third after a nice block by the catcher. Both catchers tonight have done a really good job at keeping the pitches or the balls right around their area to not allow too many runners to advance on pass balls. It's been impressive.
Yeah, keeping the ball in front of them, getting down on their knees.
Here's the 3-1 for McKee. That misses, and that's ball 4. Runners at first and second for the catcher, Josh Norby. Still 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th, and got those insurance runs they would have liked, and still with the opportunity to score a few more.
Last at bat, Norby had a fly ball to center. He was able to reach second on the air and came around the score.
Looks like we did get a courtesy runner there at first, and that's number 20, Owen Zoka. First pitch to Norby. Oh, it misses completely, and that will allow the runners to second and third. So now, runners in scoring position. 2 down. So we'll get the ball into the Mora dugout. Some dew setting in here. 1-0, meanwhile, for Josh Norby. And the pitch. Got a piece of it, popped up into first base territory. Nice grab there by Joaquin for out number 3. Well, some damage was done. 3 hits and 2 runs scored. No errors there by East Bethel. And we're down to the last 3 outs of the game here from Mora. The Blue Devils lead 8-4 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard over the East Bethel Bandits. And we will take one more commercial break, and then we'll be back after word from our fine sponsors here on KBEK.
Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City. We're a full-service lettering shop with a full line of athletic supplies for any sport. We have professional staff here at Lee's Pro Shop to customize your orders. We are the pros who specialize in athletic apparel and equipment. We even do trophies and awards as well as computerized engraving in the store. Let Lee's Pro Shop help you with any athletic apparel. Lee's Pro Shop, servicing our communities since 1973, where the passion for sports begins.
The truth is, you don't have to be an athlete to need physical therapy. Car accidents, work accidents, and simply aging can take its toll on our bodies. Physical therapy consultants have merged their Isani and North Branch clinics, but are still providing athletic training services to North Branch High School, and they can help you heal. Services like massage therapy, orthopedic care, and more, physical therapy consultants can help. Call Physical Therapy Consultants at 1-888-THERAPY.
And we are back for the 9th inning. 3 more outs for the Blue Devils is all they need to get out of here with the win over East Bethel. It's been a fun contest here tonight. It started out with the Blue Devils getting the first run in the first to take a 1-0 lead. Then the Bandits tied it up in the second 1-1. Then we didn't get a run until the 4th. That's when the Bandits took a 2-1 lead. Then they took a 4-1 lead in the 5th, but the Blue Devils came back and scored 3 to even it up at 5 apiece. Then they would score in the last few innings, 1 run in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and then 2 in the 8th for a now 8-4 lead. And they need 3 outs to wrap this one up. It will be the top of the order, though. 1, 2, 3 due up for East Bethel. It's Tyler Marcio at the plate. Nathan Nelson with the pitch. Low for ball 1. A rare first pitch ball there from Nathan Nelson. We haven't seen that a lot tonight from him. I'll get a new ball in there. I think that one wound up in the grass where the dew was, so get a new ball that is dry. This one stays high for ball 2. 2-0 now for Marcio. That one swung on and missed for strike 1. The 2-1 swung on and fouled out of play. And that'll even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marcio, 1 for 4. And the pitch, got away from him. And that will run the count full now for Marcio.
He's got 3 strikeouts on the night.
And Nelson hoping to make it a 4th, but he won't. This one's popped up towards center. Shortstop is there, though, to make the grab for out number 1. So 1 down, and Mitch Shaky to the plate.
Fly out to the shortstop. Brings up the second baseman with 1 out. 27. Pitch. Shaky.
2 more outs is all the Blue Devils need. First pitch in there, strike 1 to Shaky. Shaky is 2 for 4 tonight, 2 singles and 2 strikeouts. That one misses for ball 1. Nelson again will get a new ball after that one winds up in the dewy grass. This one, my goodness, almost got Shaky. Just does duck out of the way. And now to be a 2-1 count for him. Similar pitch that he missed on with that first at-bat for Nelson, but comes back and fires one in there for strike 2 on the outside part of the plate.
Shakey's had a nice night at the plate. He's got 2 hits,
Mm-hmm.
2 for 4, but 2 strikeouts in his last 2 at-bats.
Yeah, and that's come against Nelson.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if Nelson can't get another win over him, so to speak. But meanwhile, it'll be a full count now for him. And that one is swung on and fouled out of play. That will keep the count full. I just love the way that Nathan Nelson really wastes no time in between pitches, and he comes back really with that quarterback mindset. No matter what has happened on the last pitch, he comes back just trying to get another strike. On the way. Swing and a miss. What is that now, 8 for him?
I believe so.
Man, oh man. One more out is all they need, but it is Joaquin Mahano. And he's 0 for tonight with that walk in the 5th, but we know that in looking at the pregame stats, he's kind of their do-it-all guy, one of their leaders statistically in almost every category, so he'll be a tough one to get by. Meanwhile, that one is hit and fouled into the Blue Devils dugout for strike 1.
Yeah, Mahano's batting .320 coming into the game tonight. Did a nice job on the mound for the Bandits. Kept them in the game.
This one is popped up, and that could be it, but that is also in a trouble spot. It is going to wind up getting down. And
landed fair, barely.
Yeah, and Mahano could have had 2 there. But I think Mahano needed to give a little bit more hustle on that one. He figured it was going to be an out, but no, it got down for a base hit. So a 2-out base hit, and now Corey Rolfe to the plate. He's 1 for 4 on the evening. Looks at strike 1 on the outside part of the zone. He also struck out in the 7th. Up to that point, Chris, the Bandits had been without a hit for 3 innings. Meanwhile, this will be out number 3 as that one was hit right back to the pitcher. So a ground out for the 3rd out, and that will do it. 1 hit, no runs for the Bandits, and no errors for the Blue Devils. Well, that's going to do it here in this one. The Blue Devils get the victory 8-4 over East Bethel. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be back after a word from our fine sponsors and with a recap. Stay tuned here on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
Honeymoon, here we come. Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose auto owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK. The Blue Devils get the victory 8-4 over the East Bethel Bandits. The starting pitcher for the Blue Devils, that was Asa Patterson, went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs. Walked 2, hit 1, and struck out 6. Then Nathan Nelson came in, went 4 2/3, Gave up 2 hits, but also walked 2, but then struck out 8 batters in the rest of the game. Did not give up a single run, and it was a pretty impressive outing there for him. But he made a strong case for our player of the game, but there is one other guy that I think deserves player of the game because he came on strong in the last 4 innings. That's Darren Erickson. And I think Darren Erickson earns the player of the game because he had 4 RBIs in the last 4 innings, which was the margin of victory.
He helped himself out on the mound, right?
Yes.
No, great game, great all-around game here. I like how Mason Nelson came in and really calmed things down on the mound, Nathan Nelson came in and calmed things down on the mound here. And the tie ball game and came in the middle of the inning for Patterson and took control, and really Bandits had no threats after the 5th inning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really impressive after that because, it was all Blue Devils from that point on, and there was nothing the Bandits could really do. The errors kind of piled up there for the Bandits as well, which is unfortunate, but you know what? Give credit to them because they continue to stick with it. Mason Rumsa came in, and he did a good job to try and keep things close, but the Blue Devils just had momentum on their side and continued to roll with that momentum and came out with the victory 8-4. Taking a look at what's to come for the Blue Devils, we kind of talked about it pregame, but we'll talk about it again as taking a look at their schedule. Coming up for them is Sunday. They'll host the Chisago Lakes Bulldogs, which that is a very good team this year. They have one of probably the best pitcher in the league this year. But then they will not play. That Sunday is their last game until July 9th when they host the Now Then Knights. So if you want to come see them before the 4th of July, I would suggest doing so on Sunday when they host the Chisago Lakes Bulldogs at 4. That should be another good contest there between those two teams. Of course, earlier tonight we also saw the Isani Redbirds beat the Hinckley Knights 4-1 in another pretty good game. So all around a good night for baseball here. It turned out to be a beautiful night and maybe one of the only days they get to play this weekend because tomorrow, well, we're supposed to get storms all across Minnesota. Some could be severe, and so we're hoping not. Hopefully they can get those games in, but either way, it's been a good night of baseball here in the Eastern Mini League.
Great night of baseball, beautiful weather, fun baseball, fun crowd, music going. You got kids running. It's a great atmosphere. I recommend getting out and watching some of these town team balls here as their season wraps up in July, and you'll enjoy your evening.
Oh, yeah. There is no doubt that you are going to have fun at these town ball games because, man, there's something about the atmosphere in these town ball games that is just a little bit different and just brings that extra fun. But, yes, the regular season wraps up next month, folks, so be sure to get on out to some because it goes quick. Let me tell you. It seems like July 4th. After that, everything is just the blink of an eye, and we're to fall already. So be sure to get on out and support our local town ball teams. Speaking of support, we want to thank our fine sponsors who sponsor us with this and every other broadcast that we do. We appreciate them, and if it's not for them, we aren't able to come out to any of these games and broadcast them. So we appreciate all of our fine sponsors. We also want to give a big shout-out to all of our loyal listeners who tune in. We appreciate you, and it is, again, because of you that we're able to come out and call these games as well, because if you're not tuning in and they see that no one's listening, well, I don't get to come out and call games anymore. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Ways you can stay tuned is one by liking and subscribing to this YouTube page. So be sure to hit that red subscribe button. That way, every time this channel goes live with a sporting event, you'll get the notification. All you have to do is click on the notification. It will take you right to the live video. Other ways you can stay tuned is our website on kbk.com and wcmpradio.com. Go to the sports tab, click on broadcast schedule. That will bring you to the links for the games that we'll be covering that week. That is subject to change. But also on our websites, we'll have interviews with coaches and players, articles from games that we've been at. And another way for you to stay tuned is our social medias, of course. Facebook for both stations, Instagram, and our Twitter at WCMP Radio. So go like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you got to do to stay up to date with all things local sports. And the best way, though, is the morning shows on 95.5 FM with Adam Hefty at 7:30 and 8:30. Then over on 100.9 FM with Josh Miron at 7:45 and 8:45. We'll talk local sports, regional sports, and even national sports at times as well. So be sure to tune in to those. Again, the final here in this one, the Blue Devils beat the East Bethel Bandits 8-4 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Chris, any final thoughts here on this one?
No, just a beautiful night of baseball. I enjoyed being out here in Mora and watching the Blue Devils pull out the 8-4 win. Seeing some great pitching, some great hitting. Fun all-around evening.
It was, and taking a look at the standings now, the Blue Devils improve overall to 8-5 and to 5-4 in Eastern Mini League play. That will push them into that 4th spot over the Bram Snappers for now till the Bram Snappers play, but they are now currently in the 4th spot over the Bram Snappers. Again, the final 8-4 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. For Nice 95.5 FM and Chris Gable, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night. Have a safe and healthy and fun weekend.